It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so dope. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. We don't lose, we carry that blue. Talk Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so dope. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. We don't lose, we carry that blue. Talk Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so dope. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. We don't lose, we carry that blue. Talk Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting singing songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. Welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome for another edition. You could call it, pre-game show, match build-up show, whatever you want to call it. But more importantly, welcome to the Blue Morning Show. I do hope you're all doing well. Looking forward to today's game. I'm not concerned. Whatever will happen, and I cannot stop it. But here's the thing. Over time, here's how I feel about this current squad. The bigger the occasion, the more confident I feel. So I'm not concerned. When we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. It will, whatever. Again, what will be, will be. But Ty, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation. Yeah, your education should be your priority, and I hope you're doing well. More importantly, yes, people, go and check out Ty's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe. Let's help him continue to grow. He just reached a milestone, I think, of 4,000 subscribers. Hopefully, yeah, he gets to 5 soon, 10, and on, yeah, bigger and bigger. Chelsea 1, Chelsea 3, Barcelona 1, according to Busy Finger 07. Okay, we'll see. This is Patrick Joyce. I can't complain, Patrick. Nice to see you once again, and thank you for finding the time to join the conversation. I'm quite sure people will enjoy a lot of the updates that you come with every time you're here. Pedro Neto to start and tire that defensive line, and then Estevão to come on and dismantle that defense. I think Neto will start partly because of what you said, in my opinion, but he does a lot selflessly, to be more specific, defensively. He tracks back effectively and has the pace to catch up with anybody you want to, from the Barcelona side, you want to pair against him in terms of pace. But more importantly, thank you to all of you once again. Okay, nice to hear that you're doing well. I sincerely do appreciate that. Give me a second here. I have to be in the house, the coolest chance. I don't know if there's any show you were part of that I haven't shared the collaboration link with you, Estevao, but you let me know later if that's the case so that I can fix it. As I always tell people, and I'm human after all, I'm not perfect. Well, let's see, what else do we have here? Who else is in the chat? And my bro, Mabast05. Mabast says big up to you too, brother. Let's see, hopefully Chelsea can dismantle, beat Barcelona and waltz through their defense. By scoreline prediction, your scoreline prediction will be 2-1 Chelsea. Okay. It looks like one of those games where there'd be a lot of goals. I love the word. You love the word. Okay. Waltz. I've been using that word. Okay. Enjoy it. Who else do we have here? And big up to Jay. Jay, thank you so much for finding the time to join the conversation. I do hope you're doing well. Let's shock the world again. Come on, Chelsea. I think we can. If anything, maybe I think it'd be correct to say they have a more experienced side, but in terms of talent, you could argue that actually, let me just stick with, we have a good crop of talented players too, just like them. And you could argue some of our players are much better than theirs, in my opinion. But that's, by the way, I have Estevao in the house. Estevao, once again, I'm going to ask you a question I've already asked you, that I've asked you yesterday already. Are you looking forward to this one? All right. It looks like Estevao not close to his microphone, so I'm going to continue talking with you until he's ready to speak. But give me a second here. Let me fix this. All right, looks like he has a connection issue. Actually, he's disconnected entirely. And Luis Paparazzi Bits, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining the conversation. Big up to you too. So let's go and address the news items we have first of all before we come back to talking about the game. Um, Tabejo looks like he's using ShopRite Wi-Fi. The way he disconnected. All right, that's by the way. Let's go news hunting. We'll come back to this in a bit. Give me 1 second here. Let me open this window. I need to readjust this like this. I think we're good. All right, let's see. Let's go. So first item, not too many. I think just 2, 3 news items here. This first one here. According to Ben Jacobs, with Pandas, okay, this is his opinion. Yeah, with Pandas, I would say very clearly that Chelsea think he's close to being ready for Premier League. For Premier League football, and there was that belief when they signed him. I expect Mike Pandas to challenge Sanchez for the number one when Chelsea are debating their goalkeepers for summer 2026. I expect him to be in the conversation to be Chelsea's number one. No surprises there. You could argue that might actually be one of the main reasons why. Maybe not, but it could be one of the main reasons why we're hearing of that Philip Jorgensen could leave Chelsea. But we have the captain of the community in Constantine Dante. Big up to you too, Dante. Everybody, every time I try to big up someone else, just the way I big up Dante, it doesn't work. Except for where's this bro that I haven't seen in a while? Until I see him, I can't quite remember his name. But Dante, by the way, once again, are you looking forward to this game? Then you can talk about Pendas. You can say possibly becoming our number one goalkeeper next season. I wouldn't say he's better than Sanchez. I don't think he measures Sanchez in terms of his ball playing ability. I haven't seen anything that you can say that makes me believe that yeah, he's gonna he will eventually beat Sanchez to becoming our number one. He's not maybe he get there, but he's not quite there yet. But let's hear you, Dante.
Yeah, big up, coach.
Big up
There go as well. Everyone in the chat.
to
My bust.
right Wi-Fi. He's disconnected again.
He's back now. There he goes. Yeah, look, Penders is obviously for the future. He needs to stay at Strasbourg and actually play week in, week out, which he's doing. Also European football, which he's doing. So I think it's important for him to stay there this season and continue that. Maybe even next season, to be honest, just depending how Strasbourg go, where they finish, etc. So definitely Sanchez is number one at the moment. Jorgensen's still there. We'll yet to see what happens with that. We might see in January if something happens there, but Penders needs to stay there. Definitely, he needs to play game in, game out, week in, week out, 2-3 games in a row, like he's been playing in Europe and in the league. That's what you want from a keeper that age. That's so talented, because that's just going to make him better and more better equipped for us next year or the following year after. So, look, is he going to come in and take Sanchez's spot? No, I don't see that happening.
I don't think he's developed enough.
No.
Irrespective, you could say it just. I don't think his case isn't actually different from that of was it Petrovic. I think you were the one that said something to the effect of him not being rated, that the difference in the pace of the leagues will make a huge difference irrespective of the fact that he's a goalkeeper, that how well he's doing in the French league doesn't guarantee that he comes up back and becomes our number one. And I think there are things I've seen from Petrovic in the Premier League that shows, yeah, it would have been a mistake to allow him, you could say, to make him our number one and possibly maybe sell Sanchez. It would have been a huge mistake. But go ahead with what you were saying.
Yeah, well, you would have lost Sanchez if he became the number one. If we
and then we'll learn that he's not ready.
Well, no, like I was telling you, no, French league is not the same, and not the same because how they played last season, they're still quite a surprise. Strasbourg this season, they're not as much as a surprise. They're playing a little bit different. Teams are playing a little bit different against them, but you can see the difference between Petrovic when he was there and Penders. Penders comfortable on the ball to come out of his box and play like an extra defender. He can play. He can do that no problem. Petrovic never did that. He could not do that.
He
He just
doesn't look
simple pass.
confident.
No, that's not his game. He's not comfortable. He's only a right-footed basically, and he can't pass, both feet, just one foot, and he's not comfortable. So he just quickly little passes while he was back on his line, back on the goal line. So there is a big difference. Yes,
Did you see
Petrovic.
the goal he considered the other day?
Yeah, well, you tweeted about that, and
I lost. I couldn't believe, but that's not the first time. That's the thing. He makes you. You can say. I think it'd be correct to call that an error. He makes such error again almost all the time. Concedes a lot from his near post and everything. But go ahead.
Yeah, look, he didn't start very well with Bournemouth. He's been shocking at the start. The last few games, he wasn't too bad, but now again, he made a mistake. So, look, that is his level. My opinion, that was his level before. It's a good team for him because imagine stepping into the Chelsea side with that much, much extra pressure. He wouldn't have survived, unfortunately. He just wouldn't have survived. It wouldn't have worked. And we probably would have lost Sanchez as well. So that would have been a big, big, big mistake. Thank God they saw it like me and they decided not to go that way. So yeah,
We
look,
weren't gonna do that. And the
no,
way we heard that he had asked for that, I'd say no to him too. I'd say
of
bye,
course.
Felicia, in a heartbeat.
Yeah, Maresca turned him back straight away, basically. So yeah, look, it's great that happened. Whatever, good luck to him. At Bournemouth, wherever he goes from Bournemouth, good luck to him. But yeah, Penders, look, yeah, very, very promising. Definitely for the future, depending on what happens with Jorgensen next season. I don't see him coming back this season. It'll be a waste to bring Penders back because he's not starting over Sanchez. So it will be a waste to bring him back, to bring him over, say, in January if Jorgensen decides to leave for the reasons we spoke about. So, no, you don't bring him back. You let him play week in, week out, Europe, and yes, that'll just make him better for next season. Now, even next season will be interesting because even if he does come back, again, you're in that predicament. Do you let him play there another season? Maybe they make Champions League or go up to Europa League or Champions League, Strasbourg. Well, if that is the case, I leave him there another season because I don't see him still replacing, to be honest, Sanchez uh, straight away. Maybe the year after, yeah, okay, but I don't see him because by then Sanchez's contract runs down as well. But I don't see him coming in now. There's no point bringing him this season, to be honest.
I think it makes sense to leave him there to continue his development. It just wouldn't make sense to bring him back, and at this age, he becomes the number two, irrespective of whether he gets to play in cup games or not. I think that will stifle his development or dwarf
And
maybe.
if say Jorgensen leaves, well, we've still got Slanina there. He's a capable backup keeper, no problem.
I agree. And big up to you too, Uncle Vin. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and thank you for joining the conversation. Maybe in 28, 29, Pendas will be Chelsea's number one. Maybe a bit sooner. I don't know. It depends. We'll see. In 2028, Pendas will be 23 years old by then. Okay. Would you take Tony Rudiger back at Chelsea on a free transfer in summer? His salary will still be an issue. And I think we've talked about that. Even as a free agent, I don't think he comes back to Chelsea. Probably will most likely go to Saudi Arabia. Because
Yeah,
see,
so
and
just add,
again,
sorry, to add to that little point. Well, I think Sanchez's contract ends 28, I think, or 29. So
so we're probably not going to be in a hurry to let him go.
yeah, so I mean Sanchez will be there for sure the next 2 years. But yeah, like you're saying, if that's a perfect time, I think, perfect time for Spenders to take over.
Yeah. He says Penders will be as would be good as a sweeper keeper. Petrovic cannot do any of that. Even at Bournemouth, he isn't doing well. He's struggled, in my opinion. Both Sanchez and Meyer will not accept being the second choice goalkeeper at Chelsea. So the Meyer ship has sailed. For me, yeah, I think it makes sense to say that. Next season, Sanchez number one and Pendas number two. Even Pendas at some point, again, if he gets a sniff of the Belgian national team, he would want to be number one too. It happens all the time, but let's see. What else do we have here? And that says I'm a big fan of Barcelona because they're okay. Let's see what happens. Gonna be a tough game tonight, but my prediction will be a 2-2 draw. A draw is very, very possible. But let's see what else do we have here. Not too many news items. That one and this one next. The shirt, yeah. The Chelsea 2026-27 away kit will combine a black base with yellow application similar to that of 2012-2013 season. Based on the info designer JMFK has created an early guess. Okay, early guess of the designer of the Chelsea 26-27 kit. I think they usually, you could say, it might not be exact, but I think it gives you a very good idea to how, the design will be. But even if it looks like this, not bad. I like it. It's good. Nothing is too much. There are subtle patterns if you look at it closer. What else? Even the yellow, dominantly yellow crest is good. Nike logo yellow. I think it's everything on again according to this design we're looking at now. Everything there is done in moderation. Nothing is excessive. But Dante, your thoughts on the kit?
Yeah, that's very nice. Yeah, I would buy that as a third kit definitely. Especially with obviously the World Cup badge there and with being gold, and then the yellow that, and it'll probably be yellow writing on the back as well, most likely. So that would be a really top kit. I would buy that in a heartbeat, 100%.
Yeah. Let's see. Mabase says Pendas will be a future cultural replacement of a Belgium national team and will become Belgium's number one goalkeeper. I mean, it's a self-assumption. Whether that materializes, I don't know. But he's looking good. His ceiling is high, in my opinion. Rashford, those three will get pocketed by the Chelsea defense and the midfield. Yeah, Dante, let me ask you this question. Given what we know that the Premier League is, what's the language I'm looking for? More physical. There's that's not the most accurate language that I'm looking for here. You say the differences in the way teams play in the leagues, and then the fact you could argue it'd be correct to say Chelsea face stronger opponents in the league, while Barcelona face weaker opponents in La Liga. How much of a difference do you think that makes in this game?
Yeah, of course. We talked about that yesterday. We said, yeah, they face those teams. They usually win anything sort of bottom half of the table, halfway down. Basically, they win by 4 or 5 goals pretty much every game. So big difference when they come up against some better teams. But also look at the European results, even against lesser European teams that are play a bit more physical against them and don't really allow that high press to get completely run over. Well, even those teams, they can struggle a little bit against, not all of them, but some of them. The previous game, they against the Belgium team, the 3-3, that tells you exactly the same thing there. So yeah, look, it will be a tighter game. They're not going to have all that possession. They're not going to have 80% possession like they have in La Liga, 70%. I think they average around 70% over those teams. They're not going to have that against Chelsea. It'll be more like, probably be, like a 50, 55% that way or that the other way. It doesn't matter, but it'll be pretty even pretty much the game. So in possession wise, so they're going to have to do what does that mean? That means they have to run more. They have to defend more. They have to tackle more. Stuff they're not as comfortable in doing because they don't like doing that. That's why Flick plays them the way he does, because that's the type of players they have. They don't like to do the other stuff. Not all of them. Some do, but most of them don't. So once you put them under that pressure, a bit of the physicality as well, yes, they tend to buckle a little bit, because they have to do a lot more work, a lot more running, and that's something they don't like, and that's something we will make them do. So, yeah, it's not going to be comfortable for them at all. Definitely not.
Yeah, I mean they're not gonna like it because it's not something they're used to. They're capable, but yeah, it's not something they do week in week out because they play weaker teams. What do you make of this comment from Jay here, which says, "I don't think Palmer will even make the bench." I think the way the club and Maresca, the way they've handled his fitness, that has, you could say, that has kept us guessing whether he'd play a part or not, and I mean, it's believable to say the toe accident thing is absolute horse dung, but I don't think it is. But it sounds so ridiculous that it's easy to believe that, yeah, that's a horse dung thing. That he probably start against Barcelona or maybe come off the bench against Barcelona. Um, I'm not sure what's going to happen, but the way they've handled it, they've kept us guessing. Maybe it was designed to also keep the Barcelona staff guessing who starts and who doesn't start. I don't know what do you make of that?
Yeah, no, it's not horse dung. Maresca wouldn't just say that. There's no point. They would have just not said nothing. Just said Cole's still out till after Arsenal game. He's still out. Why make stuff up? There's no point. So it's definitely not made up. It's definitely true. Maresca's not the type to make stuff up like that. And yeah, when he was saying it, it was with humor, because it is funny. It's his little toe. It's a freak accident, but it happens all the time. Actually, your toes are very fragile when you play football, especially professional football. They're very fragile. Actually, it's pretty easy to do your toes at home, hitting a door or couch or corner of a bed. You don't even need to hit it hard, and just depending on the angle, you get a fracture. So, and at the top level, those little things matter. Yeah, mostly you can play through it, but it does matter when he's already coming back from fitness. And to add that as well, then yeah, look, he might be on the bench just to give just psychological games, to give maybe Barcelona a bit of a scare that he's on the bench, but I don't think he'll play. Yeah, I don't think Maresca will risk him, to be honest, this game. Maybe next game against Arsenal again will be on the bench, but again, I think he won't. I don't think he'll be playing or be there, to be honest. No need to take that risk. It's just another little, if it's a little fracture like it is, that's quite risky to becoming much more. That's why you don't play them, because even though you can play on it and play through it, little injection helps, no problem. But you can fracture it a lot more and then actually break it properly, and then trouble, especially with the modern boots. I wouldn't suggest it. With the modern boots, they're so thin and there's hardly any protection. And yeah, any little, and also the opposition players would know that. You just stomp on his foot every time you can, and that'll break so easily if it's already fractured. So it's too risky, for my opinion, for him to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so before I end this poll, which has how many votes? 16 votes in total, it asks the question, who should start at right wing for Chelsea? It was 50-50 before. Now it's 56% to 44%, leaning towards Estevao. A lot more, it's a little, slightly more people wanting Estevao Willian to start. I knew that was going to be the case. Well, that's by the way. I'm going to end the poll now because I want to put up one that will help us back for likes. Let's see. What do we have? I'm not sure. I don't know. He's had issue with the manager. Yeah. Big up to you too, that one. Ibrahim, nice to see you. IB, I do hope you're doing well, and thank you more importantly for joining the conversation. How are you doing? Last season, I don't look at my golf fingers. Yeah, did fall out with did fall out with the manager. Then the manager is no longer at the club. Actually, I'm not sure what has happened. I haven't followed him this season. Now, yeah. I was watching the Everton game last night. There was a bit of pushing. Plus, yeah. Yeah, exactly. I've never seen Chelsea fought with a teammate. They do that a lot on the training ground, at least. We've heard stories too. That former Southampton manager, okay, Ivan Juric maybe didn't know how to play Lookman properly. Yeah, he's had issues with the manager they had there. I'm not sure whether again, I don't know, honestly. I haven't followed him since at the start of the new season. But that's by the way of the current season, not new. Tabeho, whether you want to come in, you again have you left shop right? Are you at home right now?
No, I don't know what is happening. Like every time when I try to unmute myself, it doesn't work. So I had to restart my phone. Now it's working properly. So my Wi-Fi is okay today.
Oh,
Dante
you're
didn't
not
hack
okay.
me.
You want a
You can
shop
speak
right.
now, Tobago. I unmuted you. You can speak now.
Yeah, Dante didn't hack me. Yeah,
Where do you
man.
want to come in? Pendas? Up to you.
Yeah, like Dante said, I was listening to him. For me personally, I don't want him to come to Chelsea at the moment. I'd rather risk it with Gagas Slonina if Jorgensen is leaving, because at the moment Pendes is getting game time. Is developing very well, so I don't want to ruin that. Come to Chelsea and be on the bench for to be a second goalkeeper. Nah, 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 nah. Will ruin his development. So I'd rather keep him at Strasbourg for a full season. Also, I want him to go there for 2 seasons actually, because he's still young to be on number one. Yes, he's learning, but again, the Premier League is so hard. So I want him to be at Strasbourg for 2 years. Then we'll see.
Yeah, the pay. I think the difference is, you can say, is something that every football follower knows. We're seeing that with Petrovic. He struggled since his return to the Premier League, and I don't blame him for wanting to leave. He's already his country's number one keeper, right? And had he stayed, he'd be playing second fiddle to Robert Sanchez. So, in Penda's case, let him stay there. I don't think we're actually in a hurry to bring him back. I don't think so. And even if what's his name, Philip Jorgensen ends up leaving, I don't think we still push to bring him back because we would want him to stay where he continues to play, mature and become better. It just wouldn't make sense to bring him back, honestly. Anything else here? Not much here to talk about, really. Just two items. It's been difficult to find anything serious. If it's about transfer, usually, yeah, absolute nonsense. So yeah, they are FODMOB is predicting that yeah, would see Sanchez between the sticks, the two centre backs. They think it's going to be Chaloba and Tosin. Cucurella left back, right back James. Two sexes Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo. In 10, João Pedro, right wing Pedro Neto, 9, Liam Delap, Alejandro Garnacho, left wing. Uh, Dante, what do you make of their suggestion that we see a pairing of Chalobah and Tosin in the centre back position? I think that's probably driven by the manager, you could say, the need for a centre back that's very comfortable on the ball. And of all the centre backs we have fit now, Tosin, I think it'd be correct to argue that he's the most comfortable on the ball.
Yeah, and Badia Shield is comfortable on the ball. That's another one that we have
But
that's fit.
is he full? Is he fully fit? Even if he's fully fit, is he
Yeah,
match 100% match fit?
he should be, coach. He came on, he played, 45 minutes basically, so he should be fine for this game, no problem. But yeah, look, I don't think Tosin will start just
I
because
don't think so. Go ahead.
the game, the
I'm
way
trying
things.
to. I'm learning how to not to tap in.
Yeah, Fofana has to start pretty much this game. He was rested last game, so he doesn't. So make sure he plays this game. So he will play this game. Otherwise, he would have played last game. So he'll definitely play this game for Fofana. So it'll be Fofana. It could be Fofana Chalaba or Fofana Achimpong, Fofana Badiashil. We've got quite a lot of options now in that central position backs with a couple of players back. So um, like I was saying yesterday, the best partnership has been Fofana and Chalaba the last three when they started together. That was our best so far of the season. So they've been defensively, those two together have been the best. Of course, Barishil wasn't available at that time. Tosin wasn't available, but Achumpang wasn't available. He was a bit injured at the time. So yeah, look, I would probably go just for ball playing because the opposition. I would actually play Barishil that left and Fofana that right hand side. That's what I would go.
Have we? I don't remember a game that both have played as our centre backs.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm just saying that
So
would
if
be my
that hasn't
preference.
happened before, do you think he'd risk a few?
No, probably not. No,
So
probably
it's
not.
not going to happen because it'd be a huge risk. So we're
That's why
more
it'll probably be
likely,
Shalaba
yeah,
and Fofana. Those two will be the
yeah,
starting back.
we're more
Yeah,
likely to see both.
yeah. Look, Barisha can come on like he did the last game. If needed, he can come on as well. So, you've got that option on the bench, which is good. You'll have Achumpong on there to come off the bench. But Achumpong, yeah, I don't think this would be a game for him as much either. I know people want to see him play, but I wouldn't play him in this game just because there'll be a lot of pressure on him. There won't be much space because they do play with the high line, Barcelona, in our half a lot. The way he dribbles, he will lose the ball a lot of times because he dribbles very far out in front of him. And
Who?
like at Chapong,
Oh yeah,
yeah, I
but
wouldn't play him.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, for that reason, I wouldn't play him. I think they'll just put him under pressure and he'll make a lot of mistakes because he'll want to get forward and dribble, and he likes to dribble the ball in front of him, and he loses control of the ball many times because the way he dribbles. He looks good sometimes, but against teams that are going to press high and be under pressure, I would not start in this game. I would.
Yes, and journalists seem to be allergic to asking the manager why Achampong hasn't been playing. I
Yeah,
think
I don't get it. I don't.
it makes sense to ask that question. It's important for the fans, so we
Yeah,
don't start. You say people will stop blaming the manager if he's just again if he's kept him out of the starting 11 for no justifiable reason. It just doesn't make sense that they're not asking that question. Who was the one that asked him whether he'd like to become Barcelona's manager sometime in the future?
let's
Yeah.
not talk about that guy.
What has that question? What importance is that question to us?
He's a hater, coach. That guy. He's a hater. He's always been, and he's
Just wanted to
always going to
start
stay.
SHIT.
Yeah, didn't you see what he wrote on his Twitter? It's shocking what he wrote. He's getting good backlash from it. Everyone's really giving it to him, which is good, but he doesn't care. That's what he does, and by doing that, he gets a lot of clicks and a lot of views and a lot of people talking about him. But he's a Chelsea. He's always done that. It's just who he is.
All right, Tabelo, you want to comment, or should I move ahead to the next question?
No, I just want to say Fob Mob is
Possible centre back pairing. We're analyzing Fort Mob's probable lineup or predicted lineup. We're starting
yeah.
from
I'm
the
just say
centre back.
Fob Mob is drunk, by the way, so no way Tosin and Charaba are going to start against Barcelona.
They're drunk.
While
Okay.
while Fofana was fully rested for this game, so it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense that they don't have him in the lineup. Let's again. I think it'd be more seamless to talk about what we have on the screen. According to Mabas, the lab will dismantle, and walk through Barcelona's defense if the lab starts. Do I think he starts today? I think he will start. I know we looked at the stats, their stats, and ours, and numbers show that they're more physical than us. But I think we did agree that that's down to their league, because I think in the Premier League they probably be you could say one of the least physical teams. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dante.
Yeah, coach. Yeah, 100%. I mean, look at the midfield. The midfield is not physical. That's not a physical team. I mean, De Jong's not physical. He's a smooth player, kind of more slow paced. He's a classy player, but he's not physical. He's not that tall. He's not that big. He's not that strong. He's just, So they don't really. I mean, Fermin Lopez is not physical. Rashford, that's different wing. Lamal, wing, not really that physical. Lewandowski is quite strong because his age as well. But even though he's not really a box striker, like he's not going to be winning everything in the air if you got someone to look after him as well. So physically, especially in the midfield, they're not a physical midfield side. They're not that physical, to be honest. It overshadows, the stats overshadow it because of the league they play in, and they play usually players that are the same as them. Basically, there's not that many physical players in La Liga in midfield center. They prefer center midfielders, tactical guys that can play the ball around quicker, smaller, not really big guys that are going to be physical like a Premier League. No,
I
very
mean, La
different.
Liga is a heavily, you could say, technical driven league, for lack of a more relatable or accurate language, which you get the point.
Pretty much, yeah. Look, some of the lower teams, they do have, like, they play, with defensive midfielders, and they'll have, like, Esugo was playing there, Las Palmas. They'll have some more physical guys playing in those lower teams, but that's because they have 20% possession of 25%, 30% max possession against Barcelona or Real Madrid when they play those teams. So a little bit in some of those games, but I mean, without possession and without anything, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, no, very different playing against. Look, we're not the most physical team either, but we are getting there and we are getting stronger. And Caicedo is not a big guy, but the way he plays is very physical. Caicedo, so he's tough. Cucurella is a small guy, but he plays like a tough. He's not scared of
He's
nothing. So
physical, he's erratic,
exactly. So
erratic in a good way.
I know people say Enzo Fernandez is not strong. He's weak. He's small. He's not. He's very strong. He's just the way he chooses to play. To go down, dive. He can hold the ball. He can shield the ball, no problem. And he can go. He goes on some tackles pretty hard. So he's strong. It's just he's not that quick. He's not explosive. So the lap is very strong. João Pedro is very tall, even though he's not strong. But
Okay,
so
speaking of the
we're
lap,
more physical than them actually.
yeah, we are. That again, I think we talked about that yesterday. That them the numbers showing that they are more physical than us comes down to the teams they play week in week out. Um, Speaking about the lap, would it make sense to start to start him against um, the Barca's defensive line? And you could say, do you think that will work? Do you think he can unsettle them to a measure where they're not going to be able to play their game?
There's two sides of the argument with the lap one. Now we know the lap plays on the edge, and you know what Barcelona players are going to do if he plays the way he plays. They'll dive, go down, hold their head, their faces. So that could backfire against the lap. The argument for it is as well. I mean, he plays well when there's space in front of him. That he did his best work, obviously. From Leicester. Sorry, when he came from us, he joined. That's how they play. They play deeper and then they attacked a lot. And he was always on the run in channels, left, right. He's got a lot of energy, a lot of strength, and he's actually quite fast when he gets going. He's pretty fast. He's a very fast runner. Slower off the line acceleration, but when he flies, he's very strong. So and goes really quick. So that's when he's at his best. Now it's up to Maresca to weigh the options. Do I go João Pedro up front, a bit more technical, that can hold the ball up and put players through? Obviously, he's good in the air as well. Or do I go to Lap to be a bit more physical, wrestle with them? Is that going to backfire? Is he going to actually, do what he needs to do? So it's a hard decision that he has. But look, either way, I think we're still pretty good. If Pedro plays striker or
Yeah, because João Pedro it can be he's very physical too.
Exactly, he's very tall. He's 6 foot. He's grown quite a lot. João Pedro is 6'3". I think 6'2" now. I think so. He's actually quite tall, João Pedro. So, so they're both quite physical the way they play. It just depends what Maresca prefers. What I would do personally, I would probably go with the lap again, because you can always take him off if it doesn't work, and can take him off at halftime and change it, no problem. So I'll probably go Delap again just to get his confidence up and to let him play. Obviously, have a word with him, not to be too aggressive, not to be too crazy, because he'll get sent off. And in Europe, the European games, the referees even more the referee even more stricter, for stuff like that. So
Yeah,
he
they're
has to
not
be
as
very
lenient, maybe as the Premier League referees.
nowhere near as near lenient. No,
Mm.
the yellow straight away, and reds, they flash reds, no problem if he does anything. And like I said, the Barcelona players will feed into that, and they will try to get him sent off. I can tell you 100% they will try to do that easily.
Yeah, and Master Hams, nice to see you once again. I do hope you're doing. Says Palma may be in the squad. I mean, just for the sake of having him there, and you could say the psychological maybe aspect of the whole thing, possibly. But the key word there is may. I think for Fafana, I think he will start too. And my bro here, IB says no. It will be Fafana and Chalaba most likely, and both. And I think pace is important in that. Will be key in that back line. And Fafana, he isn't that bad on. He's not bad on the ball actually. Just like he likes to drive with the ball, not that much into passing. You can say he's not the greatest in terms of his passing range, but he exploits spaces by driving with the ball. That's his thing. Just more like you can say the way Rudiger applies himself on the pitch whenever he sees spaces. So maybe I don't know when I would see both because a key factor will be missing there.
Yeah, well, Coach Chalaba won't go forward. He won't do that. He doesn't run with the ball ever. So he's gonna stay back. If that happens, well, you got a bit of balance there. One's more aggressive, one stays a bit more back. So there is balance there in that.
But still, a key factor is missing passing ability.
Yeah,
Both man,
Chalaba, that's the problem. Yes, that'll
yeah,
be
not
if it's
even
under
Chalaba,
pressure,
even
especially.
Fofana
Yeah.
isn't that great at it.
No, Fofana's good coach. He's very good at that. He's a good passer
He's
of the
very good
ball.
at his passing range is good enough to be able, you could say, you know, um, help the manager. You could say, how should I phrase this?
Are you talking about long balls, long passing, or what are you talking about?
On the carpet,
He only
maybe
passes
I
it on
have
the
not been
carpet.
paying attention.
He keeps it on the carpet, low, crisp. He's a very good
Line
passer of the
breaking
ball.
passes, is he capable of that? I don't. Maybe I've not been paying attention.
He's probably one of our more technical centre backs, to be honest. He's
But
very
we're talking specifically about passing range.
yeah,
For
passing the
passing
way he
range,
thinks the ball.
it is Levi Colwell. I think second Benwa Badiashile, and then Tosin.
Well, this is only because he hasn't played as much. We haven't seen Fofana play, coach. That's why. But he's always been a very good technical with the ball at his feet. Keeps the ball quite close. Very good passing, left, right, no problem. He's very good at it. We just haven't seen it because he hasn't played. But we did see it the last 3 games where he did play. He was very, very good defensively and on the ball. So he's definitely, for me, he's probably our top sort of more technical with the ball at his feet, dribbling left, right. He's probably number one in that sense, to be honest, even better than Colwell.
Okay. Tabea, where do you want to come in?
I'm enjoying my bus conversation with his friend. Oh man, oh my gosh. Man. Yeah, like coach, I agree with you. I think Levi Corwell, Perishil, and Tosin are our best centre back in terms of breaking the line. But also Fafana can do that. It's just that we haven't seen that a lot because of his injury. So hopefully can stay fully fit and get his confidence back. Then we can see him doing that more often.
Well, what's your opinion on how Fafana compares to you could say he's where does he stand in the pecking order in terms of passing range?
On that list, I'll say number 4. For me, Levi, Barishile, Tosin are the in that order for me. Levi is the best for me, and Barishile. Tosin can do that, but sometimes he can give the ball away. But overall, I think Levi and Badiashile are about top 2 in terms of breaking the line. So I
Who's
wouldn't
number
be
3?
surprised. Thousand.
Yeah, that's exactly what I just want to get you to make it clear to Dan that you disagree with him.
But also, yeah, that's what you're talking about. Long passing. You're talking about long passing the
The
ball.
overall passing range. But I
No.
get your point, though.
Yeah. Tobega, who do you think is the most technical player with the ball at his feet out of those players?
Most technical, I would no, that aspect I'd agree for Fana also, because overall, if it's not that technical on the ball, he's not going to be able to drive with the ball like he usually does. He can actually, given how technical he's on the ball, he can actually fulfill the right back role.
Exactly, Kai. Yeah. Look,
Yeah,
we
exactly.
haven't seen him do it. That's why people. I know what you guys are saying, but we haven't seen him do it because he hasn't played. He wasn't asked, and he's not really that guy. He hasn't been asked to be that guy to play to do that role either. But I think he can do it very well. I've seen him do it many times, and I choose technical ability with the ball at your feet, with your head up, more than those breaking line passes. If you can do the other stuff, you can break those line passes. He can do that, no problem, those passes. But we haven't seen him to do it because he hasn't played. That's the only problem.
All right. Palmer will come on and play at least 10 minutes. I mean, it's a possibility. It depends on how things pan out. So will Pedri. Okay, we'll see. Let's see. Let's hope Maresca doesn't say Chelsea aren't in the title race. Just like him saying that, for me, Dean wasn't the reason why you could say we didn't win the title last season. Yeah, he was playing it down because he still knows the players better than we do. And the players actually, chances are, in the dressing room, they did believe at the time that they actually could win it. So yeah, but forget about how it depends on who you ask. For me, that was nothing to me. Him playing it down. La Liga is a slow league, but technical. But Serie A is more slower. Okay. What happened to Nemanja Fawale? That's whenever you see Kopama FC, that's him. We hate Aubameyang. He was okay. Let me find a more aligned comments here. I forgot Higuain played for us. That was one of the worst signing ever. Very close to the Saul loan. Those players actually aren't bad. I think they joined us at the time when we struggled to an extent, and they were blamed for as the
Nah,
reason why we
coach.
struggled. Yeah.
Nah, coach. You know what? That's why I was saying, whoever, Marina or the scouts, Chelsea, remember that season we won the Champions League. The following season, we signed the likes of Saul. Like, doesn't make sense, bro. How can we compete with those players?
But
Come on.
was he a bad player? I don't think he
You,
was.
yes, he was a bad player because he was not playing anymore at Atletico Madrid. So clearly they
I mean,
wanted
that's
to.
another way to say it.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
so.
Higuain was finished as well. That was the end of his career. He was struggling already. So you're right, pretty much, Tobago. We signed those players because we had such high salaries. You can't get other players. It was just loans. You're not going to buy anyone. You couldn't buy anyone. You had to get loans, basically. So yeah, I mean, that's why we were loaning those players. But yeah, it didn't work out at all, obviously.
Yeah, I be talking about Christensen here. I will never forget that. During every big game, he gets sick. Dante, you remember that too, right? He's hardly ever ready for a big game. Almost always
Yeah,
sick.
yeah, I think he wanted to leave. He was sulking, wanted Chelsea to get upset so that he can leave. I think
No,
that's
but
my take on it.
But he
yeah,
also actually, in the interview, he said he gets very nervous before games, and he has because of that, he can get very sick, as in stomach, diarrhea. You know, he actually said it is a problem for him. He's been for years, trying to deal with it. He gets anxiety, anxiety and stuff like that. So it's been a problem for him for a long time. Actually, he actually admitted it. He did an interview and said that he's had that problem and he's trying to fix it. He's getting better slowly as he gets older, but he actually admitted that he has problems. He gets way too nervous and anxiety, and then he can actually, feel nausea, diarrhea. He can get quite sick, and then he can't play.
Yeah, and Jay, I'd go for Fofana and Chaluba, both trusted. Fofana rested, fully rested. Chaluba, you could argue, I don't know, irrespective of what anybody thinks about mistakes he made in a few games. I think he's actually one of Maresca's most trusted centre backs, at least in the absence of Cowell. Not because of his ball playing ability, but he gets the job done. And he was excellent against PSG actually in that final. If anybody, if you guys paid attention, so yeah, I think we'd see Chalaba. He's got the pace. He's got no nonsense mentality. He doesn't have to be pretty. He gets the job done, and I think he gets to start alongside. I still, yeah. Let me just agree with Dante here. He starts alongside Fafana. Having a good conversation here with him. That's fine. Nice to see. What do we have here? Fafana Chalaba is the one used mostly, but remember, natural left and right foot is Badia Sheila and Fafana.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen that pairing before, and I don't think we'd see it in a high profile game like the one against Barcelona. I don't think he'd experiment during a game proper. It'd be a huge risk. And Chalaba, yeah, and Fofana, what's his name? Badia Sheila didn't look. He was again. He looked a bit shaky when he came on. In a light for who did he come on? In a during our last game, we could have considered. Maybe he still needs time to, you could say, 100% match fit. I'm not too sure what the manager is going to do. If anything, it's important to remind people that he's become predictably unpredictable, honestly.
And let's not forget, he'll see at training what they work on. They're going to work on tactics specifically for Barcelona. So it depends who that fulfills those tactics really well, and in training as well. It's not just so that's very important as well. Training, how they do in training, very important.
Yeah, but do you see him risking a pairing that he's not, like I said, that has not been tested in a match proper?
Probably not. No, no. But it was surprising to see Buddy Shaw come on. It was very surprising. As soon as he's back straight away, he's pretty much back, and he's got straight back on. That shows that Maresca really likes him and wanted to get him back in, give him some minutes, either before this game or for the Arsenal game, for one of those two games. Because, yeah, he wouldn't have played at all that if that was the case. So he does like Badiashile as well. He does like him, like Jay says there, like the left right foot. That's a good balance to have. Uh, Badiashile is very tall. He's quite strong as well. He's very strong. He's actually gotten bigger, much bigger as well. You see, he's actually been working in the gym quite a bit. His upper body is strong. He's definitely put on a couple of kilograms. You can see that. So I think he likes him, but yeah, I wouldn't risk it for the Barcelona game. But yeah, my surprise is he might start actually a big surprise against the Arsenal game. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
I'd rather Cucurella play left centre back.
Yeah. Well, to deal with Yamal, to basically man mark. You're saying, is that why you're saying that?
Yeah, I think that will help. We play him left centre back because the application is almost always a back three. Play him left centre back, central Chalobah, right side for Fana.
I would have said the same thing, but remember what he did against Liverpool, against Salah. What he did, he worked Salah. Cucurella worked Salah so much he couldn't track him, and he kept pushing him back. And then for the goals, Cucurella was involved in those goals. Let's not forget, because he bypassed Salah, which again, Lamal's not going to track back exactly like Salah. He's not going to track back. He's not that type of player. So you got an advantage by playing Cucurella as that left back hybrid pushing forward, because it'll give you a huge advantage going forward, because Lamal's not going to track him back. He's not one of those players. He's like Salah, that he'll run a lot in the offensive, but the defensive side, no, that's not it. They don't like to defend too much. So I would have said the same, but after seeing what he did there, and with PSG as well, the same in the final. I think Cucurella is locked in to not play that left centre back anymore. To be honest, I think he's going to be playing that role all the time because it gives you so much good balance going forward as well, and he can recover as well defensively very quickly as well.
Yeah, and Mabas, you were asking for the man forward. That's him there, Kopama. That's him. He goes by the name. Thank goodness Christensen left. He wasn't a bad player, honestly, in my opinion. But that's it. We might have to, let me see a few items again here. Quite a lot of stuff to read. Dante sensitive stomach, but goes to Barcelona with all of that Mediterranean food. Is like going to his. Okay, I'm learning a lot more about you. Going to where? Okay, Badiashile was brilliant against Liverpool before getting injured. Ideally, Maresca's ball playing centre back needs a natural foot, which is left and right foot. I am sure Badiashile starts against Arsenal. He might actually start today. Yeah, you never know. Um, but I don't trust him. Again, if it's just whenever he just recovered from injuries, I don't trust him. He almost always looks shaky until after a few games. Then yeah, he'd be himself. Imagine going. Can you guys leave me alone, please? The only thing is we don't need that height advantage against Barca as they do attack. They don't attack aerially. So Fafana and Chalaba will work. Fafana is good aerially. Even Chalaba on his day, he does well aerially. But you don't underestimate Lewandowski.
Lewandowski is very good in the air. He scores a
Yeah,
lot of goals
don't
with his
don't
head.
underestimate him. He can put chances away whether on the carpet or whether you put it in the air. Go ahead. You were saying something, Dante.
Yeah, Lewandowski is very good in the air. He scores a lot of goals with his head, and they do pop across in and every now and then to him as well. But for set pieces, obviously they do. They look for him a lot in set pieces. So yeah, Barisha would help quite a lot. The
I
height.
think if we underestimate his aerial ability, I think Hasselflick is smart enough to see that yeah, we didn't prepare for Lewandowski's aerial ability, and they will change it up a bit.
Exactly. Yeah. They've got the wide players to get plenty of crosses into him if you need to do it. So no, that's Fofana's not bad in the air. He's pretty physical, pretty strong. Shalabad tends to be a bit static when balls come in. He likes to ball watch more than actually engage, which is not always the best. So because Lewandowski will just jump over him because he's taller, he's just as tall as well. So uh, that's the only problem I have for Fofana. He's quite static in those situations. Chalaba in the air when the balls come in the air. He likes to just stay where he is. And if the ball's coming in the area, good. But if it doesn't, a bit to the back, left, right, he doesn't go for it.
He doesn't
He's quite
adjust
static.
his position.
Yeah, his positioning is just static. He just takes up that position, and then his positioning is not always the best. So I do worry when he plays balls to always tends to struggle a little bit with some of those on the floor. No problem blocking that, but when the balls come in the air, yeah, he does tend to struggle quite a bit. Chalaba with that.
In the attacking area, he's the equivalent to Lukaku. Static in the box, points where he
Yeah,
wants it, it has to come to his feet.
it has to come to him
Yeah,
basically.
in most cases, before he'd be able to do something with it. That's one thing I hated about Lukaku, his inability to adjust his position to make sure he gets to the ball. Just like the top, you can say top class, just like top class as strikers do, that even though the ball is already in motion, if the defending player is in a position where they'd stop the ball from getting to him, they adjust to try to get ahead and do something with the ball. But in Lukaku's case, majority of the times he would want it to come to his feet. And by the way, how is he doing? Is he injured? I haven't heard anything about him.
Go away, coach. Go away. Go away.
He loves him. Is he okay, really? I haven't heard anything about him of
He's
late.
injured at the moment. He's injured at the moment.
Oh, no wonder.
Yeah.
No wonder. Now let's see. Lukaku's inability to press.
Coach, you know what is funny?
Yeah, our first the fight, right? We fought a lot. Yeah, because I didn't like. I don't want Chelsea to sign him. Go ahead, but say I could be wrong. Maybe you wanted to say something else.
Yeah, besides the fight, right? Every time I watch Napoli, my partner is asking me, "Why are you watching this team?" I said, "Like,
Oh,
no, no, don't worry." And then she hear the comment says Lukaku. Oh, I know why Lukaku.
listen. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but I knew it was a bad idea to have signed him for Tuchel because I followed Tuchel from his days at Mainz, Borussia Dortmund, PSG. He can use them, but he prefers number nines who are very, very good on the ball, capable of dropping deep, creating for his teammates. At PSG, I think he had two world class number nines. He had Icardi, right? He had Cavani, right? He had both.
Yeah.
But we again at the time his preference was clear,
Oh
But that's
man,
by the way. Yeah, go ahead.
I would I would love if Chelsea signed Cavani. I remember the game against Napoli. He scored, I think, 2 goals. Oh my gosh, that guy, man. Oh man,
He was a
I
fine
loved it.
finisher during his days. Does he still
Exactly.
play? Is he still playing?
No, I'm not sure at the moment.
I
Yeah,
think he's
Cavani was
in
good.
Argentina playing.
Sorry.
If I'm, I think he's in Argentina playing, if I remember right.
Oh, practically you could
Boca
call
Juniors,
him
River
back home.
Plate,
I
one of
know he's
those, I
not from
think. Somewhere.
Argentina.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately for him. Um, let's see. Did I miss your chat? No, I don't think I did. I read it. Oh, this one. Okay. I mean, crossing is not Bass's primary style. They like to attack on the ground. Yeah, they almost always keep it on the carpet. But here's the thing. That doesn't mean, as I mentioned, if they sense that we're underrating, we're underrating, or maybe our lineup show that the manager didn't account for Lewandowski's aerial ability, they change it up a bit. It wouldn't hurt to when you get closer to the final third, just lob it because he's better aerially than our defense. They do that. You get
He
the point
scores.
now.
Look at his stats. He scored, I think 30 with his head. So that tells you the ball does come in the air every now and then. But is that good in the air? He doesn't need two balls, and he usually scores one of them. He's that good in the air. He's one of those freaks that he's got the jump. He's got the nous. He's a proper striker. He knows when to jump. Go look for the ball. He doesn't just sit and wait for the ball. So if I'm Flick and I see him one on one with Shalaba in the box, I tell my players cross it to him straight to for his head. He's gonna win 50% of those duels, and he'll probably score one of those if that's the case. So yeah,
I
it's
mean,
something.
he everything he does in terms of once he's facing the goal, with intent.
Yeah, exactly.
He's that good. It just doesn't do for the sake of trying his luck.
Like he's 6'1". People don't think that's not that tall, but he plays like he's 6'4". That's how good he is in the air, and he gets to every ball in the air over bigger defenders. It's just his positioning, his body, his leap. He's got a very good leap. So yeah, look, he's a danger in the air. I said, you put crosses for him in the air, one of those guarantee you he'll score one of those most of the time.
Yeah, and Mabas, by the way, I'm going to say this quickly. I know that's probably metaphorical. Yeah, it was a heated debate. I can't quite remember what it was about, but yeah, you understand. I don't. Whenever I'm on the panel, I don't think this. I don't think things personal. You don't too. But yeah, it was a good debate. I remember that conversation. That debate maybe, but was never a fight, and I'm quite sure probably you're just using that metaphorically. What else do we have here? Lukaku is a bad influence to everyone. Let's forget about him and move on. I've moved on, but we were talking about something that led to us referencing his situation at Chelsea. Let's see anything else. Reese is in midfield. Yeah, I was going to ask that question in a bit. Just give me a second. But let me read a few comments here. I'll come back to talking about Reece James, the possibility of him being in the midfield. We have Mordecai, I think that's how that name is pronounced, says that we have a good record against clubs from La Liga. That also gives us a lot of confidence going into this game. The players, Houston, of late, that's a pattern for me. Maybe I subconsciously developed that pattern for myself. The bigger the occasion, the more confident I feel. Yeah. Lewa, Rafinha, Yamal, Rashford are taking headlines, but I am most worried about Fermin Lopez. Hope he does start. Does? Okay.
He,
Hope he does
he
start.
will
Okay.
start. He will start. Famine Lopez.
Definitely will start. Yeah, 100%
Yeah,
will start.
he's been in a good form this season, scoring goals, assists. So there's no way he will be on the bench.
Mm.
Especially with Pedri
So,
not there. Yeah.
Dante, let's talk about this. I think it's for sure. Malo Gusto will almost always, yeah, he's definitely starting this game. He's one of Maresca's most important players.
Yeah, he
So,
will.
and
Yeah.
I see Richard starting this game too. Do you see a nearly identical lineup to the one we used against PSG, with the exception maybe of Garnacho being on the pitch, and the lap, yeah, starting? Do you see that? I think it's a possibility, but I think
Look,
James and
yeah,
Gusto will both be on the pitch. The question now is, how's that going to work?
yeah. Look, I think will be the case. Yeah, I think Gusto definitely will be playing this game. He's too important in that system, especially he's going to be very important recovery and ball winning and all that. So, and his
Popping up in
speed.
areas, helping us gain
Yeah,
numerical
his speed
advantage.
across the field. He can defend, can go forward as well. But we know that's not his strong suit. But against a high line, he's very good. We saw that against PSG. He's very good against that. He can run into space out wide and really outwork his man. Basically, he does outwork he's he runs and runs and runs and doesn't stop. He's one of those guys. So, yeah, look, definitely, it'll be interesting to see exactly. The other thing I might be thinking of is if Reece starts there and then Gusto into the midfield, there could be you could see one of Delap or João Pedro in that 10. He might push Enzo Fernandez up in that 10 and maybe just the João Pedro up front or Delap up front. I think that could be very, very possible in this game. So you can accommodate Reece and Gusto in the midfield.
Guys, I just want to ask you a question, right? Do you think Pedro Neto can play as a 10 as well? Because he can shoot long range. Look at his finishing, just like the Garnacho goal. I remember the game he played as a first nine. He's doing very well, and then he's so quick. With Barcelona high line, I think we need someone like that. But again, it's a debate for another day.
Yeah, not at
One
all.
thing is certain: it will most certainly be a fluid approach up there. A lot of interchanges there, but Pedro Neto, for me, no, in my opinion, lacks you could say the tools that I want from my ideal number 10.
Yeah, he wouldn't know what to do in that position, to be
Yeah,
honest.
he
He
will
plays
be
that
confused.
hard.
But
He
if he
runs
gets
that
a
hard.
chance, he can shoot and get you a goal. But in
Yeah.
terms of what I know, well, since I've started following football, that you would want your number 10 to be capable of doing, like you could say, excellent vision. That once someone makes a run, he sees that person. He's not that guy. I'm not
And
saying
he
he's a
plays with
bad
his head down
player,
most
but
of
I
the
don't
time.
think he's properly
Yeah.
equipped to fulfill the number 10 role.
Yeah. He's a power runner as well. So he's a power winger. So he's gonna always run with his head down most of the time, which he does to get into position. So no, he's not suited for that 10 position at all, to be honest. He would not suit that. In my personal opinion, no, I don't think he would suit that at all. And definitely not going to experiment that in this game, but I don't see him playing in that role. He's a pure winger, pure power winger, in my opinion.
Good at
So
exploiting spaces and behind the position of the defensive line. He can shoot very well. He can put good crosses in the box. But the number 10,
now if you say play him as a striker, well, as a false nine, then yes, he can do that because he can then
in a fluid approach, so he's not basically useless.
correct. Like we saw him play 2-3 games in a row as a striker, and he did very well in those games because he can then use those attributes as a power winger to apply that to run into spaces and work hard, still work very hard. He's too erratic and runs too hard, and you can't put him in that 10 to play like that. You have to have a bit more of a calm head in that 10 position. You have to know to conserve energy, and basically, so you have the energy and the technical ability to then fulfill that role to set up people and score and assist. And you can't be running that much in that position. It's not a position where you run like crazy and keep running. It doesn't work in the 10. You have to have a lot of energy because you're going to get most of the ball. All the balls are going to come through you from that midfield. You're the link up player. So you got to be you basically got to conserve your energy to play that role effectively, to do all
And you
the other
have to
stuff.
be able, more importantly, to read the game from an offensive perspective
Yes.
so effectively that once somebody, you're almost at a telepathic level. Once your teammate
Yeah.
makes a move, you'd see them and not hesitate to put the ball, well timed, perfectly weighted pass, so they don't run into offside before your ball gets to them. So he's not
And that's why
he's
Enzo
not that
Fernandez
guy.
can do that role very well
Yeah.
because he does that. He already sees the play before he receives the pass. He already knows what he's going to do with the ball already. So that's the only surprise I can see happening. I can see Enzo Fernandez playing in that 10 tonight, wherever, it depends where you are. He might play in that 10,
We
and
might
that
see two
allows
tens.
Gusto
It
to play.
depends on what the manager does.
Yeah, but that allows Gusto to play with Caicedo in the midfield. And then Gusto can go forward as well and push forward in that 10, that false 10 as well. So it gives freedom, and that's what against PSG and that you saw that quite a lot of times. So especially with João Pedro, he hasn't been in the best of form the last few games. He's played a lot of games as well. Don't be surprised, maybe he still might play up front or the lap, and he's going to push Enzo in the 10. That way, Enzo can drop back in the midfield as well when we don't have possession, and he can start plays as well. So against the high line, that is probably not a bad idea. And Maresca's done that a few times in games like that. He's put Fernandez as that 10, and Gusto comes in the midfield next to Caicedo, and Reece is on the field, of course, as the right centre back as well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that as well. One of those two strikers might drop out, and that happens as well to accommodate those.
Yeah, Ty here says Fermin Lopez is the one that could be the most dangerous. If he plays, he could score. And considering the narrative of us wanting him, wouldn't be surprised if he scores. Here's the thing: it can actually go either way. Yeah, a club wanting a player, and that player gets a chance to play against the club that wants him, it can break either way. Sometimes it can break in a negative manner, sometimes in a positive manner. Dante, you got my point there.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, but
It could
if he
lead to
plays,
him
he's playing.
overdoing things.
Yeah, but if he plays, he's playing in that basically attacking midfield role, free role back in the midfield. Everything will go through him, so he'll be a very important player for them if he does play. He's the one that has to provide for Yamal, for up front, for Rashford on the left, for Yamal on the right. Everything from midfield will come to him, and he's the one that crashes into the box, that gets forward as well. So he's going to be a very important player for them. I would keep a very close eye on him, definitely. And that's why Gusto, Caicedo in there, you probably need those. You need Gusto there for his running and his work rate and the defensive side of his, closing down players. That's why I think he'll probably be in there as well, just because Barcelona play with that midfield there as well. So you're going to need to shut that down. And who more effective than Gusto to do that and outwork his opponent as well going forward when he needs to.
Are you concerned about him?
Yeah, if I would say a player, I'll probably say Lopez will be the one to watch out for. If Pedri was playing, it would be Pedri, but he's playing in his position, so probably be Fermin Lopez the one to watch out for. I would say he'll be the one to look out for.
Yeah, because he'd be able to deal with that because the physical aspect of the game very well, more than most of his teammates, really.
Yeah, and Cucurella will be busy with Yamal, all those other James and that with Rashford, the defenders, with Lewandowski or who plays up front. He's got that midfield role there and he's got speed and acceleration. He's very quick, Lopez. He can get away from Caicedo very quickly. So you probably need an extra guy there, like a Gusto, to make sure that doesn't happen. But then when you go forward, Gusto can outrun him as well and actually outwork him. You know, but Fermin Lopez is very quick, very technical, very low gravity to the ground, very good with the ball at his feet, very quick dribbling. So head up all the time. He's very key in what they do to get it out wide to his wide players and to his striker. So he'll be a very important player. Yeah, I'm sure Maresca's going to look at that very carefully.
All right, let me catch up with what we have here. Let's see. I think Rafinha would be our biggest threat. Not necessarily concerned about him. He's actually easy to read the way he plays, in my opinion, but that's just me. I would actually start Nato on the left and Estevão on the right, but Garnacho was arrested against Bali, which tells me he automatically starts. I think he starts to, and I think he's a bogeyman for Barcelona fans and Barcelona itself. Okay, talking to Ty there. Let's see a lot of comments. I'm going to skip past quite a few, and if I see any paid member, I will get the comment. Just a bit of preference, but they respect the fact that we keep interactive here, and everybody's opinion here matters. Big no for NATO in the 10. Yep, I agree. It's not going to happen. Obi Madogba, Obi Kerenke, Obi Barajinobi. Obi here says play NATO as false nine. Estevao can pick him up at most counters. Estevao has good vision and can pass the ball very well. 4 wins, 6 draws, 4 wins. Barcelona head to head. Okay. Let's see. Greetings, coach, and my Chelsea family. Greetings to you too, and always nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. I'd rather Chelsea win the league than Man City. Why would you want the opposite to happen in the first place? Uh, since Everton's death, Liverpool haven't been the same. Looks like you're a very superstitious person. May he continue to rest in peace, by the way. I agree with Dante Nato isn't as 10 false striker or winger. Yes, but 10. No, 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 no. More likes, people. More likes. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. We have a total of 102 people following the show. 63 of those are YouTube. The rest is shared between X and Facebook, whether equally, I do not know. But if you're following the show on X or Facebook, take a second, drop a like on the video. Follow our X account to help us get to 7,000 followers as soon as possible. Or Facebook to help us get to 2,000 followers as soon as possible. Would really appreciate that. Let's get the likes up, people. The likes do go a long way. This game also fits the lap. Okay, I think people underrate his ability on the ball overall. I think he's good at orchestrating excellent interchange plays, for lack of a more specific term there. People go and subscribe to Tabeo's YouTube channel. Let's help him continue to grow. He's doing a good job. You can say, haven't streamed consistently of late for personal reasons, but we need to support him. The link is there, and you see his link in the comment in the description section of the video. You can see he's part of it. Ty, let's see. The lap is needed for this game. Maybe he don't settle them, but Dante's concern is that chances are he'd overdo it and get caught it, which is a huge possibility. People go and check out and subscribe to Ty's YouTube channel. The link there, as you can see in the chat. Let's help him continue to grow. Once again, let's see. Nida Wonder Kids to show your mouth who's the real Wonder Kid. I hate that comparison, but I can not do anything about it. It will be there until it becomes Claire, who is the better player of the two kids in question. But both are good players with a high ceiling. Chances are they become the Ronaldo and Messi of the current generation, because they have that potential. But we've seen if they don't reach their potential, it wouldn't be the first time we've seen players with such high selling, that ended up not reaching the heights that people believe they're capable of reaching. I hope it's not the same for both. I like both players, even though I hate Barcelona. I do love Lamine. Yeah, Briani Yahayu, aka he's repping hard. X Mark the spot, yeah. Contender FC, Jackson FC, Code Palmer FC, and Vivel FC, and the list keep growing. I have actually missed a few that I can remember. If Palmer plays at least 10 minutes today, Cucurella must start tomorrow's show singing. I mean, I'm not the worst singer. I'm not the best, but I'm not the worst singer, really. Let's see here. Yamal isn't a big game player, has not like Kaisenzo, Palma, Pedro, Estevão, big game, big time, big moment players, and everything you've said there. Chelsea need to humble Yamal. I don't want us to make it all about Yamal. I don't want it. I think that will be problematic. It will prove to be problematic. YouTube's so funny. Milestone with Dante. Okay, I'm not sure I understand that. Our Wonder Kids needs to show you who the real Wonder Kid is. Why do y'all all keep forcing this debate? No matter who wins or lose, they are both real Wonder Kids. That's how I see it, honestly. But it's out there. You can't stop it. An army of fans comparing the two players. I don't think I can actually go against them. Much love to my Chelsea family. Bro, my Kenyan bro, your name changed. Toby, more importantly, my love for Nani Madueke has transferred to Jamie Gittins. I think we play Enzo Caicedo, James, and Gusto in this match, which we have 4 attackers started. But nice to see you. More importantly, I do hope you're doing well. Estevao has to start. Chances are he starts. Yamal is a big game player. We just haven't seen a lot compared to last season because of his ongoing injury. That's a possibility, honestly. Let's see. And DJ, so I was thinking maybe you decided to move to Romania. Was it Romania? Yeah. And never come back again. But always nice to see you, DJ. I do hope you're doing well. What am I looking for here for DJ? That's the sound I'm looking for. Ooh.
But he's not saying hello to you, coach, or us. Only Ty in the comments only, not everyone else.
That's fine. I'm not crying. I'm not crying. But DJ, nice to see you. Oh, Dante, you're going to hell. And I'm serious. I'm serious. Oh my goodness. But that's fine anyway. Nice to see you, DJ. I do hope you're doing well. I thought you've moved to Romania on a permanent and decided not to ever come back. But again, anything, people having good conversations there. Nice to see. And that's all good. Let's see, what else do we have? You keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with. What was I going to talk about? Tobeho, you wanted to send it. Tobeho is gone. But Ante, let's talk about this. Now, do you see a world where we'll have Pedro Neto and Estevão Willian on the pitch at the same time? You there, Dante?
Yeah, sorry, I had it on mute. Yeah,
sorry, okay. I thought maybe you're busy. Okay, go ahead.
No, I had it on mute. Yeah, it's a possibility, but Neto played, pretty much the full game last game, and he ran a lot, played hard. So don't know if you're gonna back to back like that. If you're gonna play him, but it can happen. Now we're at the stage, quarter of the way through where you can play a player like that back to back, and then he won't play against Arsenal, obviously. So you can do that, but most likely it will be. He probably won't play. I probably see Garnacho and Estevao starting this game, most likely, in my opinion. But like I said, it is probably around the time where you can start doing that. The fitness is up to a next level. It's not. You're a quarter of the way through the season and already you had fewer European games. The fitness is a bit higher level, so you can do that now. You can start doing that now with some of those players. So it's just up to Maresca and the staff. Again, tactics, what happens in training, everything else. So it is a possibility, but I don't think so. But like I said, you can start doing that now. You can start playing back-to-back games.
And DJ, by the way, the reason why I mentioned Romania, maybe I'm mixing things up. You were on holiday in Romania, you told me.
His
And you
wife
told
is
me,
Romanian, coach. His wife is Romanian
yeah,
as well.
exactly. I was going to say that too. He
Yeah.
told me his wife is Romanian too. So he was on holiday. The last time I remember I and him having a good conversation, he told me they were on holiday. So I jokingly now said, I thought he's moved to Romania permanently, using football terms too, on a permanent. So I don't mean anything disrespectful there. That was me trying to joke. And apologies if I crossed the line with that. Dante out indeed. At what time is the game starting? The game starts 2 p.m. my time. If you're in West Africa, that will be 8 p.m. I'm not sure where you're from. Amolo Samuel, apologies, but you can find out the time difference. So DJ said, never said. I know you didn't say that. That was me trying to joke with you. Where I got that from. Yeah, we move. I'm not sure. I don't mean any disrespect there. I think you're reading it the wrong way. But once again, apologies if you felt like I insulted you or nothing. But that was a joke, as I said there. You should have included the word transfer, permanent transfer. Yeah, maybe that will make it clearer. That would have made it clear that I was joking. But I think he understands. Apologies if he doesn't. But that's, by the way, Dante. I don't know if you've answered the question, and I was absent-minded because, yeah, you answered the question on the possibility of us seeing both Estevao and Neto on the pitch.
Yeah, I did answer. Yeah, I did. We talked about it already, coach.
And I'd rather see both with Estevao as one of the two tens. But if we do that, which means we're not going to see both James and Gusto.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see that. It's not enough balance for Maresca. I don't think not at this stage quite yet. Maybe later in the season, but not. I don't think that'll be the case. I think he'll want that defensive stability and that running ability of Gusto to be on the field for this game, because in all the other big games, it's proven pretty successful. So, I think you'll see that again. To be honest, yeah. Neto, you might still see Neto, like you said, maybe left wing, or he stays right wing. You never know, but I think Estevao will start this game. He didn't come on last game, and from what Maresca said in the press conference, that seems most likely he'll play this game. So, it's never 100%. Like I said, depends what happens in training. Who does better with the tactics they're going to work specifically, because they'll have the training session specifically for Barcelona. They'll have one of those. So, and then the technical meeting about it, and watch video and everything. But depends what they do in training, how well they pick that up, and who picks it up better. So, yeah, it can be any of those are good to start. I don't mind who starts those. They'll both do the job. And if not, they'll come on anyway, most likely as substitutions anyway.
I'd say definitely Neto, his selflessness, and probably we could see him operate in the manner he did against PSG. He was, you could say, basically a second left back on the day.
Well, do you really? I don't think you need him against. I mean, it's Rashford will be there, the one to watch out for on that left-hand side. So, I mean, if you're going to have James there to take care of him, and Gusto to cover there as well, which he'll be there covering that midfield area, right centre back area as well. Do you need another one back there? Probably not, to be honest. I don't think so, no. I think in this game, and you're at home as well, we're at home. So away maybe, but at home, no. I think Estevao will start on that right-hand side. So, to keep the ball dribbling, his close control, his passing, everything. I think this is, it's set up for Estevao to start definitely on that right-hand side.
Let's see what the manager does. We'll build our lineup in a bit. I will join us soon as the rain stops here because, okay. We'll wait for you. No worries. Thank you for letting us know. And Ty says it's time for me to go to my psychology class as I can learn how to manipulate a sports person. That's do you really think it's good to say that? Okay.
Okay.
I don't think so. Now I'm gonna get be
Right.
scared of you that time. Okay, and Tabeo says, "Big up chat, big up TJ." Once again, big up DJ. I meant no disrespect. That's you know me very well, but that's by the way. Chelsea guys, and let's keep the likes up. Keep smashing the likes. The likes do go a long way. Currently, we're at 39 likes. We should be doing a lot better than that. We still have 57 people following the show on YouTube. In total, we have 105 people, 58 on YouTube. The rest shared between X and Facebook, where they're equally Coachella doesn't know. But if you're following the show on X or Facebook, take a second, drop a like on the video, and also follow our X or Facebook account to help us grow. On X, we're aiming for 7,000 followers. On Facebook, we're aiming for, I think, 2,000 or 1,500 followers. 50 people watching. Yeah, exactly. That's 39 right now, but still pretty much the same thing. Yeah. More likes, people, more likes. Could keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the conversation. So I think it's about time we check if anything new emerged as the show progressed. Then we'll go to the go back to then we'll start the lineup prediction exercise pretty much. Yes, people, let's get the likes up. The likes do go a long way. If you haven't, please take a second, drop a like on the video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Let's see. Nothing new. Man, news is scarce these days. Maybe some comments, something new, but some comments, not necessarily news. I don't know whether it'd be correct to classify them as news. Pat Nevin, he was the guy that was fired, right? He was saying the SHIT in the public. And Bolly and Co told him, no, we're still paying. I think he a pro bono job? Some were saying that his job at Chelsea at the time was pro bono. That was why he was able to speak freely.
No idea.
But you get what I mean by pro bono, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what else do we have here. Pat Nevin, once again, there were the people are not seeing the screen. There were once again there were groans about players coming back from all over the world to play in the Premier League. I agree with Enzo Maresca that Chelsea's early kickoff at Bali was a tough ask for many of them. Though I cannot bring myself to entirely blame those who decide on the fixtures. Our clubs still unaware that when they buy players from different continents, this is likely to happen. Surely this must be factored into the decision to buy. If not, it is either staggering ignorance or outstanding arrogance that they think club football is always more important than the international game. I'm not sure what to make of this, but do you have anything to say?
Not too much on it. I mean, to be honest, I mean, it evens itself out over the season. You know, 1 week it's us, 1 week it's Arsenal, 1 week it's the Liverpool one. So it's they do it so it all evens out. It's not too one-sided because they can't do that. That's when they do the planning, they can't do it all one-sided. It's not some conspiracy theory, really. To be honest, it's evened out throughout the season. It's just our turn at the moment sometimes to play those early games, and really, I mean, that's why you have a squad. That's why you're a top team and you have the squad to do it, to deal with that.
All right, just for the sake of it, we'll look at a few things here. Did we vote? I haven't voted. I think this game ends in a draw, but probably a lot more people will pick Barca to beat Chelsea. That's what I'm guessing will be the case. And Tibejo here says we don't want to listen to the Barcelona fans chanting more than Chelsea fans. I think the home atmosphere at the bridge, I think that has improved of late. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Big up to you too, my bro Chimera. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. And Eugene, Eugene, I haven't seen you in 1,000 years. I'm not saying you're a vampire, but you get it. It's been a minute. I hope the case is that you've been busy. If that's truly, in fact, the case, I'm happy for you because, yeah, you've been busy with work, to be more specific. That bills don't pay themselves, so we totally understand. Let's see. Let me vote. I'm going to go for a draw. And let's see, boom, a lot more people. 54% believes Barcelona will beat us at home. 18% believes the game will end in a draw, and 28% believes Chelsea will beat them. That are you interested in talking about that? I mean, you
Yeah.
could say, I think it's easy to know that people will, all in this case, pick Barca to win.
Well, yeah, everyone's got their opinions. Obviously, I said it when we started the show. I'm predicting a draw. I think most likely outcome will be a draw. So I'm going for a draw on this one. Obviously, a Chelsea win would be amazing, perfect. Uh, Basically, as long as we don't lose, I think it's a pretty good result. To be honest, as long as we don't lose, win or draw, obviously, but as long as we don't lose, it's a very good result. Considering where we had the Burnley game early, we've got Arsenal in a couple of days' time. So yeah, I think, and it's not that essential right now where we are in the Champions League. We've got a couple of more easy, fixtures coming up in the Champions League. Even if we draw, even lose this game, I don't think it threatens our Champions League
But I
position at
don't
all.
want
To
us
be
to
honest.
lose. I know you don't either, but
No, I'm
you
just saying,
just you
even if
just
we somehow do
analyzing
lose,
the situation where we're at with
yeah,
everything.
even sometimes we do. If we somehow do lose, it'll probably be a close game. I don't see them dominating us and beating us like they beat La Liga teams, to be honest. But if we somehow do lose, it's not the end of the world because context is key, and how we lose is going to be very key as well. But it doesn't mean we're out of the Champions League. We're still in a pretty good position, even if we do lose this game. For example, if it does happen, we'll still most likely, pretty much 100%, will still qualify for the next round of the Champions League either way. So it, it's not that such a, for me personally, it's not a big deal if we do lose somehow this game. I don't see it as a big deal, to be honest, right now.
Yeah, here's what we have on the screen here. I don't know why in a big game like this, football doesn't have much of not much insight except for Chelsea haven't lost in 5 matches. That's unusual. Wish I had gone to Google because usually you get a much detailed insight, aka history between the two teams. I might still go look for that. But look at what we have here, Dante. On the screen, keeping clean sheets isn't their thing.
No, it's not. No, they don't want to defend too much. No.
Go ahead. Sorry, what did you say?
I'm like, yeah, they don't really like to defend too much. They like to have as much possession as possible, so they don't have to defend much.
Would you say the Frank Lampard team of you could say of his first stint at Chelsea manager, where we score a lot but we concede a lot, and yeah, because you cannot always score every team you play against.
No, you can't. No, we're definitely not that team now. No, we don't really concede. We're much better tactically. We're way better, obviously, with Maresca. Our players are getting a bit more, somewhat more mature. They know the tactics. They know the system much better. Um, Still have a few new players in there, obviously, that we added, but they're starting to learn a bit as well. But I don't see a scenario where we actually get convinced, dominated, and beaten. Even against, if you go back to the Bayern Munich game, yeah, we lost 3-1, but we actually didn't play that bad. Uh, I do think Bayern Munich are a much better team are a better team than Barcelona, though. So I do think they are better than Barcelona the way they play. Um, but even in that game, we could have scored just as many as they did, and the goals we conceded, there were silly errors that we
You could
gave in
say
the goal.
self-inflicted.
Very self-inflicted. It wasn't their, full-on dominance or anything like that. So yeah, we weren't the best in that game, but it's not like we got completely dominated either. So yeah, I think we're in a good position now. We're at home as well. The Spanish teams don't do too well. in England, usually they don't perform that well there because the fields are a little bit sometimes smaller. It's more condensed. There's the closer to the pitch, more physical, obviously, and a lot more, usually a bit fitter as well. You got players that run a little bit more. They cover more ground. That also helps as well. So technically, we're pretty on par with a lot of their players because that's how our team is built anyway. So yeah, I think it'll be a pretty good game.
Yeah, technically one par. If anything, they're more experienced than us.
That's the only thing they've got. They've got the experience of playing a lot of European games. A lot of their players play internationally as starters. They've got that experience. They got more of those players than we do. So that is the only, they got that big game time that, no, they don't really feel the pressure, to be honest. They don't care about that because Barcelona, they're under pressure every week. So yeah, look, like I said, I don't see us getting dominated. Most likely it'll be a draw or a Chelsea win, to be honest, because if Pedro was playing, that's a very important player for them. That's the guy that makes everything click. But like I said, Fermin Lopez is replacing him, so he's not a bad guy to replace with. But he's
Even
not
more
quite like
suitable for, you could say, a side that's arguably more physical than them.
Yeah. But Pedro's got the complete game, so he's very critical for the way they play. They will miss him, but hey, we don't have Palmer, so we've got our best player out as well, basically.
Okay, let's look at it here. In 5 games, they've kept just 1 clean sheet. And here's the thing. Look at the teams that you could say, they considered those goals against. Against Real Madrid, they lost. They considered just 1 on the day. It looks like you could say the stronger the opponent, the more defensively solid they are. But they risk a lot to win against smaller, you could say, inferior positions. I think there's a pattern that's my opinion right now. They considered 1 goal against Elche, considered 3 against Club Brugge. I don't think we'd concede 3 goals against Club Brugge, in my opinion. Considered 2 against Celta Vigo. The only clean sheet there was against Atletico Bilbao. They didn't concede any. But they concede tons. Even if you expand it to see more games, you see they concede a lot. For me, people that you could say that are by default saying that they're definitely going to beat Chelsea, they're not paying attention to the fact that we keep more clean sheets than them. I think we're more defensively solid than them. And when we look at the spider chart yesterday, that showed defensive aspect of the game is one aspect where numbers show we're better than them, which is, for me, that's agreeable. Why? I think we are. Even we're playing a much tougher league. Even though as poor as we think we've been, we're actually better defensively than them. So that gives me hope. But I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
Yeah, look, we don't. I forgot the exact stat. I don't think we've conceded more than 3 or. We've never conceded 4 in a game again with Maresca as manager. I think we've conceded 3 goals only once, I think, or twice. I can't remember the exact stat. It was on X. I can't find it right now.
But that was against Brighton, I think so.
Yeah, and then Bayern Munich, the 3-1.
And then Bayern, yeah.
We usually don't concede more than 2 goals against anyone, really, to be honest. So, we're not that team. No, we're not conceding that many goals against them. It's just how I think, if we do concede, it'll probably be max 2. I don't see more than that. That'll be the max, in my personal opinion. It's if we can score, how we go forward, how we playing forward, and how they defend. Yeah, they're not that. Like I said, they don't like defending too much, to be honest.
So which means if we're able to pressure them, it'd be a serious issue for them.
Very serious, yes. So look, I think most likely outfit, like I said, is a draw or a Chelsea win. The less likely outfit is them beating us, in my opinion. That's the order I have it in. So yeah, I'm not too worried, to be honest. I think we're a much better stage now. Be nice if we had Palmer there, but like I said, they don't have Pedro either, so it evens itself out in that case.
Yeah,
Dante,
Tiberi, you wanted to say something.
yeah, the only time you conceded 4 goals was, I think, first or second preseason game under Enzo Maresca versus Celtic. That's it, if you remember,
No,
guys.
I don't count preseason games. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
but
I mean,
I'm just saying, yes, I know you don't count them, but I'm just verifying that
should we
the only
consider
way,
against his second game or something in charge or something? No,
first or second game, I think, I forgot. This first preseason game,
I don't think it
I
was four.
remember.
I think it
Yes,
was three as well. I don't think it was
it's
four.
4.
I think they
It's
scored
Four?
four.
almost
Okay.
4.
I can't remember.
It's
Yeah.
4.
Anyway, but yeah,
But
we've never considered.
for me, I'm like you. I didn't see it as anything serious.
Yeah, that's not important, that game. But I'll just in comparison, under Pochettino, we considered a lot of times 3 or 4 goals, especially 4, 5. If he was if our ex was still the manager, then I would say this game, yeah, Barcelona definitely. But with Maresca the manager, our different setup, our tactics, no, definitely not. It's not going to be that way. So yeah, I'm not too worried about it, to be honest.
Yeah, 1 second, please. Just doing something here. Okay, let's see. 63 people watching. We have 73 plus, and we're stuck at 45 likes. We can do a lot better than that. Please, if you haven't, take a second, drop a like on the video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And for those of you following the show on X and Facebook, do the same. Drop a like on the video, and also follow our X account or maybe Facebook account. So yeah, Tibero, thank you for reminding people there. And here we have Barcelona doesn't defend much because they don't have any good defenders as good as PK, Puyol, and all. And you can say it depends on the teams they play against, but I think they'd be risking a lot. I hope. I wanted to ask you: have you ever seen them play differently in terms of go with more like a mid block or anything? They don't. I don't. Hansi Flick is not known to, you can say, sacrifice his approach just for because he wants to achieve a result. You could argue he doesn't know how to be pragmatic. It has to be pretty.
Yeah, most of the time, yeah, and like I said, they don't play most of those teams that many times. So yeah, no, it's always on the front foot. Possession, high line, always on the front foot. He wants to be dominant, and he wants to entertain, and he wants to score a lot of goals. And that's what the Barcelona people faithful, and that's why they hired him for, because that's what they want.
Would you say that makes it easier to prepare to play against them? But the truth remains that one of those teams that they're so well drilled at what they do and good at what they do that even though you know what they're going to do, they have players good at executing that approach to a T that it's usually even again difficult to stop them, even though you already know. Just like Pep in his early days in the Premier League, when you know how they're gonna play, it's the same approach week in, week out, but you still can't stop them because they're so well drilled, so technically gifted, and good at executing their approach.
Let me
So
give you a couple of examples, Coach, just
mhm.
so for people as well. So when they played PSG, in the Champions League, they played the same way. They only had 47. This was at home in Barcelona as well. They had only 47% possession, and PSG had 53% possession. So PSG played their game, and Barcelona tried to play their game. They only had 2 shots on target, playing high line and playing front-footed, and the way they like to play. When they played Real Madrid, the other big game they played, very similar numbers. When they come up against these big teams that have the same possession and play the same way as them, they've not done as well. They tend to struggle a little bit offensively.
Which was
and
why, correct me if I'm wrong, it was against Inter Milan in the semi-final, was it?
Yeah, they lost.
You
Yeah,
could say the basketball score line. It was like go here, go
that was
there,
an
go here.
outlier. Yeah,
But
again,
Inter came out on top because they were better defensively.
correct. Yeah, even though they made a couple of mistakes, but they still came out on top because I'm sorry, I just don't see them winning a Champions League or that with that type of approach. It's pretty
Because you
hard. You
could
can get
argue
away with
even
it in La
Pep can be
Liga.
more pragmatic than Hansi Flick.
Yeah, and this is their downfall. This is when they've played these games against PSG, against Real Madrid. they still went about it the same way, and they got a little bit, they got beaten basically. So I'm not sure if Flick will change against a bigger team like Chelsea, but I doubt it now. I don't think he will change now. He'll want to come here and prove a point. I don't think, he's very, that's how he likes to play basically. So I don't see him changing. No, I think he'll go the same way. If it becomes more of a pattern, maybe later on in the season and they get a bit further and it happens more and more, maybe, but I don't see that happening now. No.
Yeah, and Cooper, Mr. Cooper here, Cooper David says Chelsea must win against Barcelona. That's the demand. Then, in this case, the supply is the outcome. The players, you could say, their performance on the day, again, it's a serious deciding factor on whether we come out on top, and a bit of luck. So yeah, can we beat them? Yeah. But that's up to the players to put in the work needed. Let alone at the end of the day, us looking at it, the outcome, and saying, okay, you know what, we were just unlucky. But yeah, the demand is Chelsea must beat Barcelona today. Then supply is outcome, and that you cannot predict accurately all the time. You could look at numbers and get a sensible idea with regards to what the possible outcome might be, but never certain because you cannot script football. And Chimera here says, I don't really think we can beat Barca. You never believe we can beat any team. You didn't believe we were going to beat PSG. You didn't even believe we were going to make it to the final. I think here's the thing. They will pick us apart like Bayern did. Honestly, if Maresca butters both this match and the Arsenal game, I don't see a reason to keep him around. Get rid of him. That's your thing. And do what rocks your world. And I don't like you, Chimera. You already know that. Out of 5, Chelsea have kept 3 clean sheets. Yeah. So that gives me hope. And they hardly ever keep a clean sheet. And you can argue, we have a very potent attack. And if you've looked at the Premier League table, the 3 top teams in the Premier League, basically the only difference is that Man City has one more goal than us. But we have, Arsenal have more than us. The 3 top teams that you can say have a higher number of goals than the rest from the 4th down. We've scored. Arsenal have 25. I think we have 24. So, but yeah, let's see. I remember being extremely excited for the Bayern match, and all they did was press us high every time we had possession, and this team self-destructed. Maresca couldn't do anything to stop it. Yeah, because that was, you could say, the baptism for the players. I think, how many players on the day made their debut in the Champions League?
A lot, yeah.
A lot. The only again returning players in the competition was Cucurella. Did he play that? Cucurella, James. Who else?
Well, we had
Chalobah too.
we had injuries as well. Let's not forget at that
Thank you for
time.
that.
So we weren't really, early in the season. Yeah, we weren't quite ready yet.
But a lot of our players on the day were debutants.
Yeah, there were. Yeah.
If our ex-Poch was still Chelsea manager, Chelsea would have lost to Barcelona a lot of games actually, because I think his approach is easy to figure out. That is my opinion anyway. But we don't have to read, because we have a lot of people in the chat. We can't read everything, and sometimes if it is off topic, I highlighted it and I read it too. I did read it. Maybe you weren't paying attention. Hi to you too, Dianco Jadama. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding time to join the conversation. And to my bro, Mikael. Mikael was the first person when we scheduled the first live show on Chelsea Perspective. I had gone to a whole lot of other people to come and help. Nobody helped. Mikael was the only person that said yes. And that gave me a lot of confidence. And that's why every time I see him, I respect him, and he just doesn't do that for me alone. Does it for a lot of content creators, and kids, whoever invites him, if he has time, he'd join. But I appreciate you more importantly, bro. Nice to see you. Come on, you Blues. Always nice to see you. I respect you quite a lot. Let's see. Imagine if Arsenal bottled the league like Liverpool, 2013, 2014. At this point, I don't think you'd say bottle. It's not this for the taking right now, because the disparity in points between them, us, Man City, and even down to the 6th, 7th place, not something you'd look at and say they've won the league. We're hearing the same. We can say we have the same movie we watched 2 years ago and last year. We have it on repeat. Like, when from the perspective of what people are saying, they win a game convincingly, and wow, Arsenal have won the league. Actually, what I saw against Sunderland, if I'm again an Arsenal fan, I'd be concerned. I'm not counting them out, but I don't think it's accurate to say, yeah, definitely it's theirs to lose. Let's see. Mikhail saying, yeah, super hopeful. We set up to play and not play for a draw, which Maresca sometimes does overthink. I mean, he has the tendency to overthink things. Yeah, I agree with you. Much love to you, my brother. I appreciate you a lot. And Chimera says, I think he needs. I'm not gonna go to hell. I know you guys will try to drag me to that H negative place, but I have strong faith that I'm definitely gonna make it to heaven. You guys will not succeed in dragging me to hell. If you deserve to be there, you're gonna be there alone, and I'm not coming. And I'm serious. But that's, by the way, what else do we have here? Much love to you. Anything else? I'm gonna scroll to the very bottom, and then I'll try to get subsequent contributions from you guys, but not until I say hello to Wally Waldo, my G. Way too early to call a league. One in just again to call a league. One in just first 10 matches, in my opinion. But nice to see you, Wally Waldo, again. It's been a minute. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining. And I remember you telling me you were on the verge of moving to the United States at some point. Correct me if I'm mixing things up. But that's, by the way, Tebeho, where do you want to come in before we get to the lineup prediction exercise? And I wanted to look at head to head here. But give me a second. Let's see if I can do that quickly. My world, where okay, head to head. Let's bring that up if it shows up. Okay, let's see. Give me a second here. All right, head to head, 2 wins for Chelsea. Okay, 1 win for Barcelona and 3 draws. Wow. Okay, we beat them 2-1 in a friendly. They beat us 3-0 Champions League in 2018. 1-1 draw in Champions League. 2-2 North American Cup friendly also. Champions League final stage, 2-2 draw, 1-0. Wow, okay, we actually do have a good record against them. But that's why, Tobeho, where do you want to come in before we get to the lineup prediction exercise proper?
I don't know why Fob Mob got this wrong because
You don't know
the
you
head
need
head that I know.
GPS?
No, wait. We won 4 against Barcelona, they won 4 against us, and we draw 6 times. This is the head that I know. So Fob Mob seems like they are drunk today.
Yeah, they're drunk indeed. But that's by the way, Dante, anything else you want to say while I set up the lineup stuff here?
No, yeah, I think that's pretty much what Tobago said. That's the head to head. So I'm not sure why it's different. So yeah, no, it's pretty even. Basically, yeah, bang on even. Basically, yeah. Whoever, if someone wins this game, they go ahead on head to head. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and Walter said, yeah, I moved, then got kicked back to the UK because my visa didn't get sorted properly. Oh, sorry to hear that. That can be painful. But I hope you're good. I haven't seen you in a while. Hopefully, the reason is because you've been busy with work. If that's the case, I'm happy for you. Yes, because bills don't pay themselves. There you go. We get started with the lineup prediction exercise. I prefer the squarish display, this one here, and I prefer the yellow. Let me go with the white ink so that the contrast will be very good. All right, as usual, I'm gonna start. I've done the research. Take care of the most difficult part of the prediction exercise here. No need for you and Tobago to worry yourselves. I've done the research. I think Sanchez starts between the stick. Okay, you guys can now come in for the easy part. Yeah, I'm that nice. So, so Dante, do you want me to change the structure or should we keep it as
No,
is?
fine. It's good.
All right, and there you go, Dante. Let's start with you. Two center backs. Yeah, white ink. I think the white is more visible. I need
Yeah.
to update this, do some work, drawing on it. It's not seamless, probably because I'm using a
And the
mice.
grass is too long again, coach.
What?
Grass is too long as well.
Has always been long. It hasn't been mowed for like a while.
I can see it's growing out of control at the moment. Yeah, Chalobah and Fofana, I think, will be there.
Okay, you don't think what's his name comes in?
Who?
You don't think Badiashile starts?
Madishile.
Yeah, not for this game, just because, maybe a bit too early. Like I said, they've played really well together when they played against Spurs, Forest, Liverpool. I mean, I think those are the three games. They played very well together, Chalobah and Fofana. So I stick to that. It worked well in those games, and we kept the opposition down to basically zero. I think 0.75 GA over the 3 games. So yeah, I think Maresca might see that, and he might just keep going with that for this game.
So you think it's gonna be? You said Chalobah and
Fofana. Yeah.
Fofana. Okay, give me 1 second to I'll come to you. Only reason you compare Estevao to Lamine Yamal is because you cannot accept. Let me see. Looks like it's a Barcelona fan here. You cannot accept the reality. Yamal is doing things at 17 that your favorite couldn't do even with a full career. Okay, if that rocks your world, be happy. I'm just happy for you. And I don't think anybody on the panel today compared the two players, not even in the chat. But if that makes you happy, I mean, nobody's debating with you. Knock yourself out, amigos. All right. Mikael says Fofana or Chalo, Fofana or all three. All three, Fofana, Tosin, and Chalobah. Possibility, Dante?
No.
No.
You need mobility in this game, and that doesn't give you mobility.
Chalobah is mobile. He has excellent mobility, actually. Fofana does. Tosin, you could say he's our best box defender.
What mobility does Chalobah have with the ball, coach? He doesn't have mobility. He stays back. He never goes.
He brings that balance.
No, he's just a pure defender. That's all. He doesn't do anything.
Which brings the balance, doesn't he?
Yeah, but there's not mobility. He's not really that mobile, to be honest.
Chances are, if we're going to see 3 center backs, then one would definitely be Badiashile.
Yeah, like we saw when he came on, we played with 3 center backs. Yes, but wow. I don't see that happening to start of this game off. No.
Okay, so you said let me plug in and I'll go to Bill. You said Fofana here, right?
Yes. Chalobah, Fofana, I think will start.
I don't like seeing Chalobah on the left hand side. He scared the SHIT out of me.
He's done better. He's done a little bit better. Yeah, he's done a bit better.
Place. Yeah, go ahead.
He's done much better recently. But yeah, obviously
can say, would you be right to say he's growing into that role, maybe?
a little bit, but still he wasn't pressured as much as Barcelona is going to play on the front foot to high press. It's different.
Yeah, Mikhail says my two centre backs are Fofana, Tosin, Badiashile, or okay, either of the two, Badiashile and Chalobah, Fofana and Tosin. I mean,
well, obviously.
yeah. It's you can say it's hard to say what Maresca does.
Look, this is the most likely that what he does. This is
Chalobah, Fofana certainly he was fully rested, but you would never know whether the plan is to ensure that he's still fit enough for the Arsenal game. You never know.
He won't play 2 games in a row for Fana. He won't. Not now. Not yet. They said that he's not ready. He's on a.
No, I'm saying you never know whether the plan is just to save him for the Arsenal game and not even give him game time against Barcelona. But I doubt that's the case. I think definitely he starts against Barcelona.
No, yeah, you need some height and physicality against Arsenal. They corners, free kicks. That's where they scored 90% of their goals from. I think you'll see Tosin playing in that game most likely, or even Badiashile for that to combat that. Yeah. So,
are you suggesting the Fofana isn't good? Really?
No, he is, but he's not tall. Nowhere near as good as Tosin.
So he can almost always need some lift.
He needs lift. He needs a lot of lift. He's good at it, but you're coming out against Arsenal. All their players are very tall, and that's how they score most of their goals is from corners or free kicks, etc. So Tosin most likely comes in for that game, and don't be surprised Badiashile for that game as well because of that reason, or one of them for sure, 100%, but maybe even both. I wouldn't be surprised for that game.
Yeah, Tabejo, your thoughts on the two centre backs? I think I agree, most likely. Definitely for Fana. The question is whether maybe he deems Badiashile match fit enough to start this game. But Badiashile doesn't have that pace. And I don't know, under persistent pressure, he seemed to struggle. So I don't know, but let's hear you, Tabejo.
Yeah, I agree with Dante. I think Trevor Chalobah for Fofana at the moment is our two solid centre backs. As much as maybe Badiashile should start to give us a balance in terms of a left centre back and a right centre back. But at the same time, Trevor Chalobah and Fofana have been playing good. So far, both of them got 2 clean sheets back to back. So I think it's okay to start both of them against Barcelona.
I think I agree. Chalobah and Fofana both would be excellent. Both have mobility. Tosin lacks mobility off the ball. Yeah, good observation right there. Yamal is a good player, but he gets overhyped like crazy in my opinion. Houston, I like the kid. Do I think he's overhyped? I don't know. I haven't measured it really, and I'm not sure with what metric to measure it. The only thing I have issues with, I'm not his mom and I'm not his dad, and I don't care. It's his life. He lives it the way he wants it. I think lifestyle for me, his lifestyle, a huge question mark. And if he doesn't, you can say, hopefully he matures. He's still a kid. Chances are, as he matures, that changes. But for me, I would say the signs aren't good.
I agree with you. I don't like his lifestyle the same as you.
You know,
but he's not overhyped though.
Yeah,
He's not.
No, I wouldn't go to the extent of saying he's overhyped. Yeah. Go ahead, Tabejo.
Yeah, he's still young, but he do things like he's an adult, which is wrong. He needs to relax, man. He needs a lot of guidance. I don't know why his parents are not guiding this kid.
And I'm going to stick with what I've always said. Kids will always be kids, and hopefully he outgrows it. Because at his age, it's easy to see reasons why he behaves as he does. But then again, not all kids at this age behave like he does. Money can also lead to one behaving.
Culture,
I wouldn't call it. Sorry?
Culture is very important. The Spanish culture is exactly what he's doing.
And
That's Spanish
upbringing,
culture.
though. Upbringing is important too.
Yeah, yeah. But the culture is that's how it is there. That's they all start a bit younger. It's Latino. That's how they are, especially Spanish, as in Spain specifically. That's the culture there. It's exactly what he. There's nothing he's doing that's not accepted in that culture. It's all pretty much that's what happens there on a daily basis.
Yeah. And story base there says would prefer Badiashile because left footed. So why not play for fun? No, he's more effective or when deployed on the right hand side. I would rather have Badiashile, to be honest, need someone who can break lines with his passes. He has excellent passing range. The question is he fully fit? Yeah. Fofana played as a right back the last time Chelsea played against Arsenal. I mean to say those four equals to. That's him saying they're not good enough. But here's a surprising thing, Dante. Records actually showed we don't give. You can say errors, barring errors. We actually our defense they've been pretty. You can say good enough. Just I think it'd be right to just stick with good enough. They're not the best, but the record said we've been good enough if we take out the mistakes.
Especially recently, yeah, the last 4 or 5 games, yeah, definitely, yeah, we've been
Yeah,
top basically.
yeah. My saying he'd go with Chalobah and Tosin. I wouldn't risk Tosin in this game. If you get caught out, uh, acceleration is an issue. Tosin is deceptively quick. The issue is acceleration. Yamal at 18-year-old has won Euros, La Liga, Spanish Super League, everything you mentioned there. So he deserves a help. Look, I have no issues with the help. I've mentioned where, again, which I have no right to. I'm not his parent. I don't know him personally. Chances are those things we've seen aren't reflective, are not reflective of the person he is. Again, he really is. So I'm not worried. At the same time, I'm concerned if that's a true reflection of the sort of person he is. The signs aren't good. Badiashile does have pace. I don't think he has. Maybe I haven't seen him. I don't think he's not. You could say he's not. He's not slow, but at the same time, he's not the quickest. Am I wrong, Dante?
No, he's not that mobile. No, he's not.
Yeah,
He's
he's
running the
not.
way he runs as well. His running mechanics as well makes it that way. He doesn't go down ever. Hardly ever goes down to ground. So he stays very upright. He's always very upright. I was going to use a word, but I won't use that word because you might think it's not appropriate. But uh,
You know why
yeah,
I'm shaking
coach.
my head? It looks like you've read something that I read.
No, 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 no. I was going to
Okay,
say something,
I'm
but I
not
won't
gonna
say it.
highlight it, but I will because he used asterisks to, you can say, blow it out. But go ahead.
Uh, well, I'll use it's not that bad, but Ishil is very stiff. He's a very stiff player. The way his body, the mechanics. He's very upright. So he's not that quick. No, and he's very tall. Let's not forget he's 6'3" or 4". He's 6'4", I think. So he's very tall as well. So 6'3", I think. So yeah, no, he's not the quickest player. And yeah, hates going to ground.
He's not the
You hardly ever see
slowest either.
Spanish. He'll go for a tackle, sliding tackle, or go to ground. He never goes to ground.
I think Badia Schiller is that sort of player. If you're gonna have him on the pitch, then it's important that Cucurella operates as a traditional fullback.
Yes, he needs that cover there,
Yeah,
basically.
because
Yes.
Badia Schiller, first of all, he leaves his line. Even more than I think Tosin would be doing at Chelsea. Maybe Tosin he's adapted his the way he applies himself on the pitch. But Badia Schiller is his thing to leave his line to go in for a tackle and doesn't get it right all the time. And with that Cucurella, who is excellent at you could say catching such situation or maybe reading the game, that once he goes for it and makes a mistake, Cucurella almost always there to cover for him. So if Badiashile is going to start, Kukurea must operate as a traditional fullback Otherwise, Badiashile will be exposed. Especially
Yeah,
the fact
yeah.
that he just returned from an injury, because that's usually when you see him make a lot of silly mistakes. Had he been available for selection for a while now, then I'd say fine. I'm not going to be too concerned. But go ahead, you were saying something.
No, correct, coach. Yeah, that's right. It's a bit early. That's why I was surprised that he came on that early against, on the weekend. That he came on that early, to be honest. So, yeah, that's the only reason I said it a bit earlier, because he came on very early, and Maresca said some, good things about him, after the game. So, yeah, we know he likes him. He has played him quite a bit when he was available and fit. He does like him, like we said a bit earlier, left, because he's left-footed predominantly, so he can play that role very well. Where Chalobah is right-footed, doesn't really have a left foot, so he struggles a little bit more in that position. So, yeah, look, is it too early? I probably would say so, yeah, and just the way they're going to play. And like I said, the mobility is a little bit of an issue with Badiashile as well. He's not the quickest guy, definitely not. So, yeah, I think Chalobah stays for this game, basically. It will be Chalobah and Fofana.
Then we're going to need an extra number in the midfield. I think we'll get to that. We'll finish the lineup in a bit. And I like, okay, at his age, you guys are hypocrites. Let's take it. Let's
Who's this guy?
Real gems.
What
Let's take
happened?
a
Why don't
time
you like him
machine
anymore?
into
What
your
happened?
past. Here's the thing. I'm gonna say this. No need mentioning my preference in terms of girls. It's not about him going out. There are other aspects to what we've heard, what we've seen. That for me, as I've said, I don't know him personally. Chances are, what you can say, judging him by, and true reflection of the sort of person he is. But from afar, it's easy to conclude that, yeah, this kid, his lifestyle is an issue, and chances are it is. I could be wrong, and all people, you can say, that think alike with regards to the sort of individual they believe he is. We all could be wrong. We don't know. And I'm not telling you what I was doing at at this age. Just why did you join the conversation today? Here's the thing. I don't know him. But if we're judging by what we've seen, even the one that they hired dwarfs, right? There was one of them, they hired dwarfs. The one he was dating a model, you can say older than him. It doesn't. You can say that it. When it comes to love, age is just a number. But something was off with that one. Once again, I'm not his mom or his dad,
Well,
and
it
I
wasn't
don't.
love. Let's make that clear. It wasn't love. It wasn't about love at all.
But man, to fulfill all righteousness, I think it'd be fair for me to say it like that, because I'm not his personal assistant. I'm not. I don't stick, because I wasn't the middleman, which you can say would have given me, you can say, the window to what was going on, and help me know whether they are, truly in love or not. But you get the gist, and I get where you're coming from. I'm not judging him by that alone. I'm not judging him by. I'm not saying
What
that.
what 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 were you doing at your age?
I'm not answering that one. Plus, I'm not
What were you thinking
reading
about at that age, coach? Come on, be honest.
what I was doing. Honestly, because of what I did at the time, at this age at the time, there were lots of girls involved.
Exactly, and that's most of us at that age.
But
That's what
you,
males think of.
give me
And
1 second. Hey, all right, go now. Go, go, go. I'm in the middle of a show. Go, go, go. You cannot. You cannot go quickly. No, go.
coach, you forgot the mute button. We can
Oh
hear
my goodness.
Go
Yeah,
get out.
kids are like this.
The whole gang just walked into this place. Can you guys please go?
They heard the booty talk, coach. I think. Be careful with the boys there. They heard the booty talk. At that age, he's right. At that age, that's what I've, that's all guys at that age, when you're 17, 18, especially that age, right close to being legal age 18. All of us, females everywhere thinking about females, and that's what most guys do. That's just normal. Yeah, it's he's probably just the mistake he made, that he made it public, that he didn't hide it a little bit better. That's all. And it's hard to do when you're getting watched by paparazzi 24/7. Doesn't matter where you go, what you do.
Scrutinize everything you do, even something that a normal person would do and get away with. It becomes an issue. But the truth remains, his is not as simple as Real Gem is trying to make it out to be. There are other factors to it that make it not something you could say that made it easier for people to see it as not normal.
For most cults, that's what I'm trying to say here. In Spain, this is very normal, coach. That's the culture. It doesn't matter if you're 18, 26. It doesn't matter if you're 40 and 20. It's very normal there. It's not seen. It's not looked down upon. It's very, very normal.
I was an entertainer and had, you could say, that situation around me. But I wasn't even close, not even anywhere close as popular as Yamal, not even a lot of my but that's by the way, my point is because
Exactly,
he's in the limelight.
Yeah.
He picks his nose, camera will catch it.
Exactly, yes.
And some people will do actually and get away with. That's the thing. But I'm sure we all agree, Dante, his case, there's a lot more to it than just doing what teenagers that is. You can say, I get the culture thing, but there's a lot more. There were a lot more to him doing than what you can say boys at this age do.
Depends how you look at it. That's all I'm saying. It depends the
I
culture
get
where
your
you're
point.
at and how you look at it. It just depends. I'm sure Mabast, being Muslim, I think he's going to look at it very differently than someone that's Orthodox, Catholic, Hindu, Buddhist. Everybody looks at it very differently. So it just depends on culture, religion, and a lot of other things.
Yeah, Tabeho, you have anything else to say?
No, I'm all good.
They're trying to get me to bribe them with agreeing to them watch a movie this early.
Okay, they're not going to school today.
No, I actually thought they were going to school yesterday, which was why I had to end the show early as we did. And my wife, if she's into cursing, she would have cursed the heck out of me because I'm never ever well acquainted with their calendar.
Oh, okay. No, here in South Africa, the kids are done with the exam, so they are no longer going to school.
In our case, it's for Thanksgiving break.
Yeah, in America, yeah. Thanksgiving, yeah, that's right.
And
yeah.
I miss it every year. I almost every wake them up, say get ready the time, and then one of them will say, "Can I go check the calendar?" But that's by the way, Yamal. Yeah, nothing. That's not the point here. But that's fine. I'm gonna scroll to the very bottom. We're gonna get back to the lineup prediction exercise. I think we're mixing a lot of stuff here. Don't see Marc playing in the middle at this game, no matter the center back pairing. Yamal is on other side, the most dangerous player in football today, in my opinion. I agree. I can see Malo or Reece James in the middle. But yeah, I agree. What's his name? Cuckoo will most definitely operate as a traditional fullback to help sort out that. Usman Ishak, this is not the Barca or Messi, Iniesta, Xavi. All we need is to stay focused and play without pressure. I think that's such a your device is helping you type out things. Smart devices and that's smart anyway. Ibrahim don't want to hear your mouse. Okay. We're not doing this again. I really want to go to heaven, and being a show host isn't gonna be the reason why I miss out. Okay, so we're gonna move on from that. I'm gonna scroll to the very bottom, and then I'll try to get your subsequent contributions. I know that, and I think Dante probably knows that. That's the reason why I mentioned. Okay, yeah. All right,
That's why
that's
I
fine.
said
The way,
yes.
keep
He
dropping
knows
the
about
likes on
this.
the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. We have to get back to the lineup prediction exercise.
Yeah, seems like coach is away again. So Dante,
He's
what is your
fighting the
fullbacks?
clan.
Who are your
So that's
fullbacks?
obviously Cucurella will be left back. We know this. I think you'll see Reese at that right back position, and I think Malo Gusto will probably be that uh, midfielder that will cover that area anyway, and going forward and staying in the middle. So I think you'll see both Reese and Gusto this game. Yeah.
Okay.
And Real Jam, I'm sorry, I'm not Dr. Phil. I'm not here to discuss Yamal. And as I've mentioned, to discuss Yamal's lifestyle. No, I'm not Dr. Phil. I don't care how he lives his lifestyle. Honestly, I don't. I'm just telling you how I perceive the things I've seen in the news that he. I don't care really. It doesn't freaking matter. Remember, I said that the fact that I see it that way doesn't mean that he's a bad person, and I have every right to see it the way I see it. But I believe that I could be wrong, and I love the kid. I want him to succeed. Let's just leave it at that. I'm not Dr. Phil. I don't want to talk about Amal again. If what we need to talk about is his behavior,
Move on, coach. Let's leave him alone.
yeah,
Let's move on.
let's move
Left
on.
back Cucurella. Put Cucurella in there, coach. That's a certainty.
Left back, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. My boys are awake now, and they're gonna make life very difficult to me.
One little question. Does anyone seeing by any chance that Hato might start this game? Just because 3 games in a row for Cucurella, short period of time.
And he's quick.
Yeah, he's got speed. Speed is not a problem for him. No.
No way,
But
bro.
I don't.
As much as I like Hato, bro, I don't want Yamal to have a
Mop the
good
stadium
afternoon.
floor with him, right?
No, I'm just
Exactly.
saying
So I
it's
have
posing the question because Michael Cucurella played, played full game again 2 days now later, and then 3 days against Arsenal. Do you see him starting for this game and Arsenal, or maybe he won't start against Arsenal, Cucurella? What do you guys think?
I see him starting all games for me personally.
Cucurella, right? Who?
Cucurella.
I see him starting both, or maybe
All 3 games in a row?
possibly. No, you could say that this one and the Barcelona game and the Arsenal game. Chances are he starts in both.
Well, that's what I mean. 3 games in 6 days, basically, whatever. You think he starts? Maresca will risk that and not rotate him at all.
What game comes after the Arsenal game?
Well, no, I'm saying he played against Burnley, right? He played the full game against Burnley. He's going to play full game against Barcelona. He's going to play full game against Arsenal. Do you see Maresca doing that? All 3 games he's going to be starting?
Here's the thing. Arsenal are also very dangerous on the flanks. Barca are dangerous on the flanks.
Let me put it this other way. Maybe Tobago, has Cucurella started 3 games in a row in a 1-week period before for Chelsea?
I'm just trying to calculate that. You could say the metric for selecting him from a different perspective. You could say the strength of wing players of those teams we're facing. But go ahead, what you were saying.
No, I'm just putting the question in a different way. Have you guys? Do you know Tobago? I'm not sure if you know. Has Cucurella
No,
ever started 3 games in a row?
I don't
n-
remember.
n- yeah. The only way we can save Cucurella's energy is to put him maybe as a left center back, so sort of. Even though he plays as a full back, maybe doesn't go forward a lot, just like the other game. Maybe that way could work for him to start all games. But again, how to against Yamal Dante or how to against Saka is a suicidal mission for me personally. So
No, I agree with that.
Unfortunately,
I agree with that, and that's why I brought the question up. Has he done that though before playing Cucurella when we had 3 games
He
in a week?
hasn't, but the you can say the seriousness of the games. In this case, you could. What game comes after the Arsenal game?
Well, was Burnley that serious that game? You think?
You could argue down to the fact that factors such as it's a game that was, you could say, uh, came after the international break, from plus the fact it was an early kickoff, and you know how we struggle when when we play early games, early morning games. So I think I'm with Santiago Mono here, Eugene here. We cannot leave Cucurella on the bench against Barca and Arsenal. Both games are very important.
I agree.
we're playing Leeds
Yeah,
away on the side, which is
I think
during the week. If I'm
Hato
not,
can play the Leeds game, and then with Cucurella on the bench if need be, he comes on because I think I was here's I know you get my point now. I was trying to see the game from the perspective, you can say, of the importance of the games in question.
Yeah, no.
So
I
he can
understand
play
what you're
both
saying.
as long as he's okay playing, or you could say he's still he's not tired. He can play both, and yeah,
It's not about being tired, coach. You know what it's about. It's sports science, injury.
injury
Yeah,
is also more again a factor to consider. Go ahead.
played for Spain as well when he was away.
Yeah, he did
That's
travel too, right?
yes, and he played as well. So I'm just saying that's a lot of minutes. I don't know one coach that would play 3-4 games in a row like that in a short period of time. That never happens, especially for a position where you run a lot, because he runs a lot. He covers the up down, up down. Just
So
just
what are you saying?
no. I'm just saying, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Maresca would risk or play Hato. That's why I said against Burnley, I'm very surprised that he didn't start against Burnley Hato because of that reason. So Cucurella can then play 2 games in a row, no problem. But 3 games, 4 games in a row,
Here's where the problem is. Hato, since that performance, which I still say that I give Maresca credit not to have hurled him off, not to have taken him off in that game. Had he done that, I think it'd practically be useless for the rest of the season because now his confidence would have taken a hit had Maresca taken him off in that game. He needs what I call a recovery game, a makeup game. He can, and I don't think, given the importance of the game against Barcelona and Arsenal, that it makes sense to give him a start in those games. Maresca, he's proven that he don't wouldn't mind risking such.
the only
You could
thing is
call it.
the
He
only
needs
time
a
Hato has
repair
played.
game, a recovery game. He needs, you
Yeah,
could say, a restart game, just to make up for that awful performance on that day. I get it. He finished and played better in the second half in the game. That particular game that I'm trying to reference, I can't quite remember who
yeah.
he was against. But I don't see him starting with if he had after such performance, and he didn't play. He hasn't played any games in between.
hmm Yeah. No, he has. The only time he has played really was he's played more of the European games, and that's why I'm saying this is a European game as well.
So, you have anything to add to that?
no. I don't want to start hate against Yamal. Oh my gosh, I don't want that. I don't want him to be roasted. So I'd rather play Cocorella.
Here's the funny thing. After that game, the next day, Rich Moneymakers was in the chat that he said, Hato is not just Chelsea, he's simply not Chelsea level. But I cooked him that day. But it was a good one. Let's see. Yeah, we can actually get it to 100 likes today by the time we finish the lineup exercise. We have 87 likes, and we can do a lot better than that. We have 123 people following the show on YouTube. At least, come on, man. We should have at least 100 likes. 193 in total. 123 on YouTube. The rest shared between X and Facebook. If you're following the show on X or Facebook, please do us a favor. Take a second, like the video, and also follow our X or Facebook account. Would really appreciate that. And Wally Wado is saying if we go 2-0 up, then I see Cuckoo coming off around the 70th minute mark. Here's the thing: 2-0 up. I don't think it brings out to Cucurella if he starts. Barcelona, they're very potent. They will keep coming. You cannot break them even if you score 3-0 first. The difference is that if we score 2 first, they'd be more vulnerable. They probably end up conceding more because they'd be all out to get it to cancel out the goals. So I don't think that sort of team you say, okay, you know what, 2-0 down, let's make some this type of changes. They will. They're very, very potent. They will come back. I don't know if you have anything to add to that, Dante. Oh, Dante's actually gone. Maybe he sent me a private chat message and I didn't see that. Oh, that was him. Has a connection issue. But Tebeho, you get my point there.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, you don't make changes to sort of bringing Cucurella out against Barcelona. They will cancel out that goals and even score more. Except if that person you're bringing on is as good at Cucurella. But go ahead.
Yeah, maybe if Barcelona didn't have Hato, Yamal available, I would say, okay, you can start Hato. So at the moment, Yamal played 90 minutes during the weekend, and I think he scored or assisted 2 goals. So they're trying to get his fitness back. So no way we start Hato against Yamal. He will get roasted. I mean, I don't want that.
And and Cucurella will be better. Again, will be better for Cucurella on the pitch because he knows him very well. Hato is not yet at this level. He's still you can say not he hasn't hit the ground running. He started well, except for that awful performance, which again, as I've mentioned, he needs a game in between before being involved in such an important game or high profile game. Sometimes he's not confident enough. Yeah, which we did see the same thing with and that's Eric Kairos. We did see the same thing with regards to what's his name, Jamie Gittins. Santiago Muno, my assistant. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation again. We have 2 good old timers here. Eugene also here, but I think we've been communicating on X, not maybe interacting with each other's posts. This Barca game comes with a tempo which needs Cuckoo. It does need Cuckoo. Let's see. Anything else, Dante? I was asking you when I don't whose comment was it that we read that suggests if we go 2 goals up, we should bring out Cuckoo. And I said no, that's a huge risk. The Barca, they're a very potent side. They can cancel out the 2 goals and score even more. So if Cuckoo is the reason why we didn't concede and score 2 and they haven't scored, then you keep him on the pitch. Don't take him off. It's a lot of risk. Go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So, sorry, my battery ran out, so I had to quickly recharge.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah. No, the only reason I agree with you guys about everything. I agree, Cucurella. It's just a very, very big risk. In the friendlies, and then obviously playing as well. It's very, very risky, that many games in a quick amount of time, especially the way how much he runs and he plays. So yeah, well, just that's the only reason I brought it up, for a bit of
No, but we're having a good conversation here. You make sense, and I don't think I remember him playing the 3 games in a row. But at the same time, the importance of the 2 games after that, the last game, it's difficult to
Not just
see the
him,
manager
anyone, I
dropping
think.
him. Go ahead.
Yeah, not just him. I think anyone in the squad, basically. So,
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense.
because he goes against sports science, against the doctors and the physios. He goes against them, saying, no, you can't play that many minutes in a week. It's you're asking for for a problem. So that's the only reason I brought it up. But yeah, it is definitely risky. You are winning, and you take him off, then you do risk it. But hey, you have to sometimes risk it a little bit because players' welfare. You have to do it. Unfortunately, if that's the plan, and the plan is to play maybe only 70 minutes, so you don't overplay him and overcook him and get him injured, well then yeah, it is what it is. You take that risk.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the next comment is saying, so I'm not gonna highlight it. Um, what is it with all these wanting to rest the players? I guess we have been infected by Maresca. Just players are your best players, and maybe a rotation of one or two. That rotation is what he's doing. It's not, and injuries we have hasn't helped. If we had all our players available, yeah, there are certain players you don't drop, except if you feel like you can win a game comfortably even without those players on the pitch. I don't think he's done anything wrong. For me, sometimes I felt like, yeah, he made a lot too many changes, which can lead to disjointed displays and errors on the pitch and all that. But I think he's done well in terms of rotating the team, in my opinion. He's not doing anything that isn't, you can say, club managers don't do. Dante, if Chelsea win 5 games in a row, okay, yeah, turn the camera on. All right. Do you? I'm not answering that question. You started. Every time he behaves normal, then boom, he loses it and starts saying SHIT in the chat. You and I are gonna fight. We're gonna get back to the lineup. Dante, right back now. Remember, we have a problem here. We anticipate we're going to see Reece James and on the pitch. Maybe I need the yellow ink, not really white, but white is more visible though because okay. But I think people will see it and understand what I'm trying to do. That we anticipate we're going to see both Reece James and Malagusa on the pitch. So who stays in the right back position? And we know this is actually a starting structure, but let's stick with it. The core of the team needs to play next 2 games. Reece, Enzo, Mark, and Moises Caicedo. Excellent in contribution right there. Dante, let's hear you. Right back, who stays in the right back position?
Yeah, I think it will be because we're obviously at home as well. I think it'll be James right back.
You don't think? Okay,
Gusto
okay, go ahead.
Yeah, James right back. Yes.
All right. I think where it's going to be a bit difficult is the 2 6s. We know, once again, this is just the starting structure, but the truth remains, it makes it even more difficult knowing that both players will most likely be on the pitch.
Yeah, and they'll interchange between Gusto and James. They interchange that area a lot. When they play together, they interchange sometimes quite a lot in that position. Coach has got kids issues. Yeah, Tobago, what do you think?
Yeah, Malo Gusto right back or is James right back. I'm all good.
Yep. So we're in agreement to that. So yeah, look, James did play, but he came off early, didn't he, against Burnley? I'm pretty sure he started, but yeah, he came off. So he got substituted off. So yeah, he can probably play this game. Will he start 3 games in a row with Arsenal as well? I don't think Reece James will start 3 games in a row. So it's either he rests this one or he rests against Arsenal. Which one would you actually, if you were to choose one, which one would you rest him in? Because he's not going to play 3 games in a row. I don't see that happening, especially Reece James with his injury. I don't see that happening.
The good thing that he played 45 minutes against Burnley, so maybe we might see him playing 60 minutes against Barcelona, then start against Arsenal. And then Enzo Maresca said that. Remember, they asked Enzo Maresca about Reece James. Can he play 3 games in a row if it's possible? He said Reece James now is getting better, and yes, he can play 3 games in a row right now. So, but let's see. I think we need to manage
they're
his
watching
minutes.
his body. They're watching him closely. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I said,
Yeah, 'cause
against
it was
Barcelona,
45
if he,
minutes.
okay, go ahead, Dante.
No, because it was 45 minutes, so that makes a big difference. It wasn't like he started, but he didn't really start because he played only 45 minutes.
But that's a sign that he starts this game, in my opinion.
Yes, I agree. Yes, so that's why I put him there, and him and Gusto both will start. This game. So we got him and Gusto, coach the midfield, and then Caicedo will definitely start as well.
Go ahead, Tabeho.
All I can say, we need to play him 60 minutes and rest him for 30 minutes, then he play against Arsenal. Because as much as I love Gusto, I want my captain to start against Arsenal. But let's see what will happen.
He's definitely starting. He's definitely starting against Barcelona. He's one of our most experienced players, and he's actually mastered the art of playing in the midfield area and helping keep things calm, help us control games effectively. I think he's definitely starting. Will fight me the way Lukaku fought Toko. No, I'm not able to read that. Apologies. Dante, you're not Maresca. Let Maresca make decisions for himself. Dante, Dante out. All right. You just enjoy fighting with everybody right now. So let's get back to the lineup. So Dante, the back four settled. I think I'm still thinking Maresca might decide to play three centre backs. We could see that. Um, but sorry if you're commenting with a foreign language, I'm not sure what to highlight because I'm not sure when you're cussing people out. So I don't want to make that mistake. So let's see, Dante, the 2 6s. Let's go for it.
Yeah, Caicedo and Gusto.
Okay, I see what you did there. So let's just place Caicedo here. It doesn't really matter.
Other side, coach. Other side.
The other side, okay. But does it really matter? This is just a starting structure, but
It does because he then stays centrally. Gusto operates on the right hand side mostly, and then goes up
because he interchanges with with James.
Sometimes to cover, or depending on the phase of play. Then he pushes up also as a 10. Can go out wide and overlap over Estevao as well.
Okay.
And he's basically protecting, behind Estevao as well, because I think Estevao will start. So
you think Estevao starts?
Yes, I do. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about it. But I agree with the placement of the two players and in the 2 6s position, irrespective of how we apply ourselves on the pitch. I think it makes sense to place them where we've placed them currently in the starting structure. Tabeho, your thoughts?
Yeah, this is what Enzo Maresca will do. But for me personally, man, I don't like it when we play Gusto and Ristins, both of them. I'd rather have another attacking player like Enzo plays a midfielder, and we have 4 attacking players. But again, I'm not the coach. As long as we win the game, we get the results. I'm not gonna moan about it. So I think it's going to start either Malo Gusto or James as a midfielder. One of them will play as a fullback.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, he's done this in the games that are like this, the bigger games that, especially if the other team's gonna try to press more, he's always done this. So,
but you can agree that sometimes it didn't work out. Maybe, for example, against Bayern, we didn't play very well against Bayern. We played the same
that's
system,
the
if
only
I'm not
one you can.
We
mistaken.
didn't deserve to concede
Yes,
3
that is
goals,
the only
though.
game you can look at. The rest all worked out, like before that, and the Club World Cup, and in the season they all worked out. It's only that Bayern game that's the only one. Yep.
All right. So did you agree that we'll see? You can say the players who selected so far. Do you disagree with any, Tabeho?
No, I don't disagree. If you checked my ex comment today, I said Malo Gusto and Rhys James will start. But again, this is not my preferred lineup. It's what Enzo Maresca I think he will do. But for me personally, I wouldn't mind if we start first 4 attacking players. I mean, Caicedo and Enzo plays in midfielder just to rest either James or
So you
Gusto.
would play Gusto or Reece James at right back.
Yes.
All
So
right,
who would you
Dante,
play
let's
if you're
go.
going to take one out?
The three
You got to
here.
take one out. Yeah. Tobago, I'm just saying, if you have to take, if you want to play with 4 attackers, you have to take one of James or Gusto out. Basically, one of those have to go out. Who would you leave? You leave James on the field and take Gusto out completely?
Yes, James
Well,
is
I don't
that.
see that happening.
Yeah, like I said, I don't see it happening, but this is what I would do if I was Enzo Maresca, but I'm not Enzo Maresca, unfortunately.
Yeah. I don't mind either way. Yeah, either way obviously this is a bit safer. It's worked in the past against good teams, except against Bayern. But it actually didn't work too bad against Bayern. It's just we conceded silly goals, which Shalaba was quite a lot of part of that, scoring an own goal and then the silly mistake. But yeah, no, I wouldn't mind either way either. But this is what Maresca will do most likely. Yeah,
The players we have on the pitch right now ensures defensive solidity.
correct. Yes,
You
especially
mentioned
against a
that
team like
already, to be
Barcelona.
clear.
Yeah.
You already said that. I don't know. Maybe Gusto isn't going to start this one.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe, or he might, because we're at home. Maybe Maresca wants to be a little bit more attacking, but the trend is that he always plays in these games.
Yeah. I think it'd be correct to say that he's actually Maresca's most important player.
One of in the big games. Yeah. You tell him, coach. You tell him.
Did you caught me, right?
It's all right. We know.
Here's the issue. Ronnie wants to be here, but he stays and sits by the other side of the office. But once his younger brothers see him, they start knocking, saying, "But why is he here?"
Of course. Yeah, they all
Yeah,
want to come in. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. They all want to come in. So, but that's by the way. So let's go Dante here. This here. Let's hear you. I knew this was going to be an issue, which was why I asked you see Estevao and what's his name, Neto starting at the same time. So, but let's hear your picks for this position.
Yep. Well, I'll say Garnacho, Enzo, and Estevao. That'll be those 3.
Okay, you think Garnacho on the left?
Yes. Yep.
All right, Garnacho. All right, what are the positions here? Okay, I would say you mean Enzo here, right?
Yes. Yep.
And you think it's gonna be Neto on the right hand side, right?
No, Estevao.
Estevao, yeah, sorry. So you think Neto is not gonna start?
No, I don't. No.
He played the last game, right?
He did. Yes. He'll play against Arsenal.
This is a better. Okay. Go ahead. I know who you're gonna pick here, but let me just let you do your
Who?
thing.
Come on, coach. Say it. Who?
I think you're gonna pick João Pedro, not the lap.
Oh, yeah. I would say that too, but actually, I'm gonna go with the lap this time personally.
You think the lap starts there?
Yeah. João Pedro has played a lot, and a little bit not the best form the last few games.
You could argue the fact that he changed positions. Probably he's in what you could call readaptation period.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. So I think to start off with, we might see this, and yeah, I mean, this is what I think he'll do. I mean, it can be any of those. It can be João Pedro as well. But if you look at the minutes he's played, the form, the lap's got plenty of minutes to play. He didn't play that long because he came off obviously early, so he should be getting back up to fitness now. And being Barcelona, the way they play, I think the lap will serve a little bit better there from the start. Work the Barcelona defenders. He's very good running into space. Give it all, man, and then he can come off. João Pedro can then come on after.
And Iran Zilsa, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. If you don't mind, don't use more than 3 emojis. That's most likely the reason why Definitely the reason why your comment was deleted and you were timed out for 300 seconds. That's 5 minutes, right? Yeah. Please don't use more than three emojis. You can use three because you're not the moderator. If you do that, it will delete your message and time you out. I think Tebejo, what do you make of the lineup? I think I agree with it. We are most, but I think probably we could see Jao Pedro and not the lap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I I,
50-50
I
on
can see
those. Yeah.
Joao Pedro starting for me personally than the lab. But again, just like then, I think the lab will suit this game because Barcelona are playing with a high line, and we know Hansi Flick won't change his tactics, right? So Liam Delap is more faster than Joao Pedro. Joao Pedro for me,
Is
sometimes
he
he like
really?
He's much faster. Yes, acceleration
yes.
wise, Pedro has good acceleration, but speed he hasn't got much speed. João Pedro.
And my other issue with João Pedro, right? Sometimes he likes to hold the ball too long, man. Like Jacob Bonito wants to shine, wants everyone to see him, while some players are are, are, are there just to pass them. So that's my issue with João Pedro sometimes. So, but anyway, let's see.
And I think it'll actually do him good to actually sit like on the bench just for one game. You know what I mean? He's played so much recently, being starting. I think it would benefit him as well, maybe just to take a breath, no pressure on the bench, and then can come on after, no problem.
Hmm. All right. Okay, Dante. Final question before we go and use hunting and call it a day. Sorry, I have kept you here a long time. You know, every time I see you, I want to milk the life out of you. Tebejo too, but I think this is a better time
Stop
than the
milking me,
evening
coach.
shows for Tebejo. For Dante, I can call him anytime I want. Sometimes he's telling me I'm still sleeping. Talk later.
Well, yeah,
That's the
the
sort
hour
of
difference. Yeah.
response I get when I call you. I see a red card, bro. For who? Let's hear you. But Dante, what type of game do you expect?
Yeah, and the only worry is that for the lap that he goes a bit too hard and gets sent off. Like which I said when we started the show. That is the only worry with that, and the Barcelona players will milk that and they will exploit that. So that's the only worry. But other than that, I think personally, I think he should start. Now, if Maresca might see João Pedro, but personally, I would start the lap for this game just because there'll be more space to run into. His speed, his strength, and he can, really unsettle that Barcelona defense. And then João Pedro can come off the second half, not as much pressure when they're a bit tired, and he can do his thing then. So, uh, yeah, this is what personally I would do. Now, Maresca, we'll see if he does that or not.
I think the choice on which of the two players starts might come down to who presses better.
Yeah, well, that's the lap probably.
The lap presses better, you think?
Yeah, coach. He's always running and pressing and tackling and getting in their faces and wrestling. He's always like a gi almost, but yeah, very similar to that. He does always press. He's always pressing.
Yeah, up the Chelsea, Musakapti, thank you for saying that. And is Palmer back? No, his toe, we heard. Funny story. Marshall, no, thank you for helping with that answer. He might be there for Arsenal. I think he might be, but Dante thinks he will not be even available for the Arsenal game. Tabejo, anything else you want to add to that before we go into something? Before we go into
No,
something,
I think this game will be a tight game. Hansi Flick versus Enzo Maresca, but good thing about Enzo Maresca, he likes to play against big teams. So hopefully, tactically, we outlast Barcelona. And if they play that high line, we need to punish them, and we need to be clinical as well because that's the issue. Sometimes we're having such chances, and we're not clinical. And Lem Delep, I know he's a striker, but if he plays this game, should not be selfish, man. Because I think against Bentley, sometimes he has chances to pass his teammates, and then he decided to shoot or pass, just like a kid is training. So hopefully he can do much better.
I hope we can. Just quickly here, let me see. Who would you? I'll go with Estevão, but Maresca probably prefers a 10 that's capable of, you could say, switching up with a number 9. In my opinion, that's from what we've seen. Let's see. I push. Okay, okay. I hope they're seeing it. Hopefully, they'll go check it out. But I'm not sure you're able to share link now. But you guys can click the dot to his name. Go to channel to go check out his YouTube channel since he's told us what he does. Up the charts indeed. Yes. Anything else? Okay. Anything else? Nothing. I'm just gonna scroll to the very bottom. Apologies if you're posting in another language and I'm not able to read it. I'm not gonna highlight it. I hope we beat them too. So I think we should go news hunting and call it a day. We've been streaming for 3 hours now, and we've actually
Go, coach. Go.
yeah, I'm gonna run in a bit. Let's go do something and then we call it a day. That's my daughter screaming, "Dai, Dai." Let's see anything else here. Let's go news hunting and call it a day. That's Vince's page. I'm gonna refresh it. Anything else you want us to talk about before we go check whether anything new emerged as the show progressed and call it a day, Dante?
No.
And by the way,
nothing.
that person screaming "Dai," she was pressing the lights and changed it, and I'm not able to reset the color for the background to look as it looked before. It would take a while. Go ahead,
Daddy.
Dante. Anything else you want to talk about? Let's so that Vince, before by the time Vince's page loads.
Daddy.
Yeah, Dai.
That's all, coach. I mean, yeah, go with the kids. Don't worry about it. I think we've covered everything.
Yeah, I think we should call it a day. I don't think anything new emerged. But thank you guys for 130 likes. It's been a while since we've reached 100 likes, but we've crossed that and at 130 likes, and we've gained nearly, I think that's probably up to 70 to 80 plus subscribers today. But I appreciate you all. It's been an excellent discussion. Even at that, we still have 200 plus, 216 people still following the show on YouTube. And thank you to our new subscribers. I appreciate it. In timed out, you don't use more than 3 emojis. And that might most definitely one of the reasons why, or the main reason why you were timed out and your message is deleted. Apologies for that. But thank you for the new subscribers, and thank you to the captain of the community in Constantine Dante. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the conversation. And my bro, Tebego. And Tebego, once the video uploads properly, I will share the link for the collaboration with you. And thank you for being part of the conversation. It's been an excellent conversation. Thank you, Mabas, for joining the conversation. Thank you, Marshall Gold. Thank you for joining the conversation. Who else was here? Mikhail was here. Thank you, Mikhail. I appreciate you for joining. Hamsmaster was here. Ty was also here. And to all of you, apologies if I miss your name. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and cheers.
Cheers. Take care, guys.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world that all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge to our voices to the light. We love for the team stand strong by our side.
Every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real of dust, and then with a love this storm, every phone says to them, and there was a strife. You, my heart, keep the blue flame with eyes like we soar. Through every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge to our voices to the light. We love for the team stand strong by our side.
Every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real of dust, and then with a love this storm. Every phone says to Estevão, and there was a strife. How you, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge to our voices to the light. We love for the team stand strong by our side.
Every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real of dust, and then with a love this storm. Every phone says to Estevão, and there was a strife. How you, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's